Adidas, Hagali, Shaw, get good. Baffanada,
Patamas Gio!
Hagana Sakama.
Doma, doma, doma!
Oh!
That's all I've got for Cornifer.
Yeah,
I kind of lose the melody in the back half.
I ran out of um female bugs to imitate. Well, I guess I could have imitated Mila.
What about Salubra?
No.
Just no.
So you said we're playing a
Wrong
bug
bug
game,
game
right?
anyway.
Ah,
Yeah, I was good. It's been a minute.
it's been a minute and many, many, many Hollow Knight runs later.
Yep, that's my name.
Welcome to Grounded. This might actually be our last touching grass before we finally finish the series. Because I think we just had a couple of finishing touches on the base.
Yeah, I think this is the end of season 1.
Well, this isn't quite the end of season 1. We need to do New Game Plus shenanigans.
That's season 2.
I thought season 2 would be Grounded too.
No. That's the sequel series. That's our Better Call Saul.
Random arrows outside our house. Our house looks nice. Cozy.
You did a very good job. Excellent construction. Got your hard hat on and everything. I want to make sure my computer remembers how to load this game.
So today the topic that we have to discuss.
Uh-huh. No, hold on a second. Are you seeing all of these pop up in my corner?
What?
I am for some reason getting every Achievo now. Like, it's just doing all of them all at once.
No, I don't see. Oh wait, yeah.
Okay.
I do see him.
just going for it. Why did it never do that before?
I have heard people say that achievements were bugged, and I had an achievement that was bugged. I had to trigger the ending like 4 times before it gave me the achievement for that.
I don't remember that.
Well, that's because I did a lot of it off screen.
Never happened.
So I was like,
we made it up.
I was like, nobody wants to see that.
Oh man,
Boy,
what even are my buttons?
A lot of grass pallets just sitting out here.
You think I have time to remember what a grass pallet is? Okay. Tab is how I get into my inventory in this game.
Okay, so as far as building goes, I think we just needed to load the rooftop chests with ammo. And was there anything that we still needed to do in the museum? What was our final thought on, like, floor lighting? Because we got this one where we did floor lighting. Do we want to do floor lighting on all of them, or...
That feels like it will be a difficult endeavor, but I think it would look rad as heck. So that is entirely up to you. And I need to make sure that I have my fluffy tough dandelion on.
Well, it would look rad as heck, but it would also take a lot of time to do. And we're also kind of like not long for this world. Yeah, okay, so
Like, I'm okay without it, is what I'll say.
that may be something that, like, we won't do on camera. We'll finish the series off, and maybe just in my spare time, I will finish it up. Because there is a build that I made in a different world that I wanted to show off. That for some reason, every time I've tried to get you to load into that world, it just won't let you.
It just goes blank. Was that because it's your cousin's world that they have permission on?
I think so. We do have the Blaster of the Moldy Matriarch right here, which if you're going to go deforesting, that might make it a lot faster.
I'm actually doing something else. I'm going to take off dissection expert.
Or armor. We need the body armor for the infected broodmother. So I don't think we need to fight the infected broodmother too many more times. That's what it's looking like. We just need the body armor and the wall mount and the plush. And on that matter, the only things the wall mount and the plush are missing are 10 infected chunks each. And that is like the most common drop she has. What are our supplies looking like? Which bug parts chest did I put the scrap in? Infected venom, 2 infected chunks. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take the infected chunks and see how much it is to just dupe it. Because if it's not too much, it might be a better use of our time to just try to farm some gold cards with the waft emitter, since that rewards us with raw science. Yeah, the only thing we're missing for the armor is infected chunks. So we just need 23 more infected chunks. And we'll have everything we need from the infected broodmother, because we got the gold card last time.
I can't believe we got the gold card last time.
Yeah, that was luck. We do still need the gold card from the Wasp Queen, though. And the Orchid Mantis. But those are small fries.
Okay.
For regular bugs, we need the Wasp Drone, which is going to be a pain in the ass. The Green Shield Bug, which we cannot summon in the Waft Emitter. The Black Ox Beetle. The Antlion. The Infected Wolf Spider, which I think it's on the list for things that can be summoned with the Waft Emitter, but like a bug prevents it from ever actually showing up.
Like it just never builds the threat level high enough or something?
I think that's what it is. We need the regular Orb Weaver, which we somehow have managed to never get. We need the Infected Weevil.
Whoop, that's the wrong one.
The Infected Gnat and the Red Soldier Ant, surprisingly.
Let me out, let me out, let me out. Let me out.
We need the Moth. We need the Water Boatman, the Tadpole, the Meaty Gnat. That's going to be an irritating one to get because there's only so many of them. They can't be summoned in a raid, and you kind of just have to wait a day for them to respawn. Grubs and aphids. So that's kind of where we stand with gold cards. And those gold cards are actually the only things standing between me and the final level of the final mutation.
I was really hoping that if I killed that water boatman, I would get the thing that you needed just right away. Hi, Trudy. Healthy respect, healthy respect, healthy respect.
On the agenda today, I guess we're talking about media that we consumed in 2025, and at least in my case, possibly before, because I originally pitched this as let's talk about books we read.
I don't read. Like if you mostly consumed books, go for it. But I have like 3 on my list, and I finished reading one of them.
Well, I wanted to talk about books because I have recently made the decision on what to spend all my Audible credits that have been just stockpiling. And that is like, well, I'm starting out with like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, and I want to get like classic literature books, like the kind of stuff that you got assigned to do book reports on in school, because it was suggested to me that a lot of these are actually really good books, and people only hate them because they had to do a school assignment on them.
It's like when people, and I'm as the movie guy saying this, like when people are like, oh, I don't want to watch old movies. Like that's black and white movies, not for me. And then you're like, no, they're remembered as a classic for a reason. Go watch the classics. They're actually good. Go read the classic books.
Oh, we got a ton of sour lumps from somewhere. Holy cow.
I always clear out the
We have 219 of them.
I always clear out that one container when I'm in the upper yard. And I'm in the upper yard a lot.
We need wooden splinters, which I usually collect several whenever I do a lint run.
We could also go and do the...
And if we ever want to spawn the infected broodmother again, we need toenails and wasp queen heads.
Are we out of toenails?
We don't have enough to cook another Sammy.
So sorry, I didn't quite hear because it was too loud for me on my end. What books are you starting with for this classic literature dive?
So actually, I had already bought the last 2 books in the Sword of Shannara trilogy and forgotten that I had them. And I have started listening to the Elfstones of Shannara. And this is why I say my discussion might go well beyond 2025 when dipping into the past, because I struggle with reading. I read a lot on the internet, and I think the reason why I'm able to do that versus just like picking up a novel and reading it is because I'm reading like single sentences, something bite-sized that's easy to comprehend what I'm reading in full and get the message, like without sitting there and rereading it and rereading it and rereading it until it just clicks what I just actually read. If that makes sense.
Yes, I am very much a speed reader, unless I am reading, like unless I'm doing proofreading, in which case I am slow as molasses.
Yeah. So in my life, aside from like children's books, I definitely never read any of the books that I was required to do like book reports on.
Is there a
But
particular task you're having me do in the yard right now?
um, if you want to deforest the one area with the blaster, you can.
I'm
Um,
just going spiky burr right now, and
Don't look down.
I didn't grab that, but I will go and deforest spiky burr.
I think I will do a lint run for the moment so I can collect some splinters.
Because we're trying to roof right now.
No, the roof's done.
And then what are we getting from over here?
We do need materials to make ammo. I think it would
Which
also.
is
I think it would also be good to get some spiky burrs because I think we used up like the last of what we had.
yeah.
And like that's a good thing just to have for fortifications because it is, you know, what the strongest floor is made out of.
Something is very off about my grounded, in which I feel like I have an increased depth of field. Like the graphics feel wrong, and I don't know why. But I will live.
I usually
Maybe.
like spiders, but you are getting on
But you were saying, sorry.
Hold on, I'm fighting an exploding boy.
I mean, I'm not a voracious reader, and what tends to end up happening for me is like I get the urge to sit down and read a book, and then that is all I do for the weekend. Is I sit there and I read the novel front to back, and I go, "That was excellent. I'm good for the month." It's not like I have a healthy diet of like literary suggestions to get out there. And I'm also I consume less like narrative fiction, and more so I read just like on the daily. I'm heavy in the blogs still. I grew up with the blogs. I'll die with the blogs. So I like reading opinion essays wherever I can get.
I cannot harvest anything because I did not carry anything but my infected broodmother equipment with me. That's fine.
Now, I am a crazy person in which, I listen to podcasts mostly. I do not listen to audiobooks. If I have a book that I am like wanting to get through, I want to have a physical book in my hands, if for the only reason that I am also a crazy person who takes like a highlighter and a pen to every piece of paper that he has. Like, my books end up looking like works of art by the time I'm done. Not to say that a book isn't a work of art, but you know what I mean.
Oh, we might be better off fighting the infected broodmother.
Yeah?
Yeah, infected chunks are 5,000 per, and we need 23 of them.
Alright. Ooh, some lint.
I mean, the good news is that's the only thing we need from the infected broodmother. And it is
Yeah, we're
her
not
most,
waiting on...
it's her most common drop, and I can steal up to 2 of them from her each battle.
Well, for that we need toenails, for that we need the other boss drops you were saying.
We're out of wasp heads.
Yeah.
I mean, we need the head item from each boss and toenails. But yeah, I guess I'll go on a toenail run, or at least check and see if they are currently spawned. They may not be, because they take like 10 in-game days to spawn. Books. So yeah, like I said, I struggle with reading. I'm not dyslexic. I did actually get tested for it. My IQ is just too high for me to be diagnosed with dyslexia. I think I tested at 126. And in order to get a dyslexia diagnosis, I needed to test at like below 80.
I didn't realize that they tied the diagnosis to IQ. That seems odd.
I didn't know it either, and I don't know really what you call my struggle that I have with reading. But like when I read a
Yeah.
book where it's just like a ton of words in like small print on a page and tons of paragraphs, I often find myself reading the same sentence over and over again before I can move on to the next one. It's because I don't understand what I'm actually. It's not that I don't understand. Like I'm familiar with all the words. I have a large vocabulary. It's not that I'm coming across words that I just don't know. It's that for whatever reason, my brain is just not comprehending which words I just read.
So, do you have an internal monologue? Like, in your head, are you hearing your voice at all times?
No, actually, I am hearing characters' voices. I have a really good imagination.
But not when I'm saying when you're not when you're reading, but just like when you're thinking to yourself, you are
Yes,
hearing yourself think.
yes, yes.
Okay, that was gonna be because I'd found out that my parents don't have an internal monologue, and then I started doing research and like, oh, this is a thing that like not a, that a minority of the population just don't have. They just don't hear themselves in their head. So I I always suspect that dyslexia is your internal monologue getting in the way of you processing the visual information. Like you can read it and you're reading the words in your head, but it's not actually then sticking in that like running uh that running I've lost the thought.
Lost
I've
the
just
plot.
lost the thought. Yep. There we go. This is where this is. But no, do go on.
Yeah, so one solution I had to that was to try reading on the Kindle app on my phone, where I can customize like how many words are on page, the size of the font, the spacing between lines and stuff. And that helped, but I still read really slowly is the problem. I have a very vivid imagination, so it's not like a problem picturing it. And actually, um, that's a lot of why I swapped to Audible after somebody suggested audiobooks. Because, as it turns out, my problem was comprehending the words that was slowing down the process for me. I started listening to audiobooks, and I am very vividly picturing. It's like a movie is playing out in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. I have good auditory and visual processing. I that is how I experience things.
Um. So yeah. I need spicy colt. Hold on. Some of these weapons I probably should carry with me.
Where are you?
I'm at the base.
No, I'm looking for this mite that is attacking me in the dark because I can't see nothing.
Okay, I'm just gonna carry one weapon of each element, with the exception of the mint mace, because for whatever reason that just tears through green shield bugs. And I'll keep the spicy coltada as well. We'll ditch the bow. It's gonna be too useful right now. Hammer. Do I need the hammer? Am I hammering anything? I don't.
Hammer in the morning, hammer in the evening.
I just want to make sure I have enough space to carry crap with. I should probably bring an ant buddy with me.
That's not so bad.
Do it.
Let's equip the hog stopper. Ant buddy, where are my ant buddies? I want Ben Schwartz. Wait, why does no pet live? Do you have a pet?
I might have a pet. I might have the exact pet you're looking for.
I think you have a pet. I don't know which one. I'm going to take Ben Schwartz. I think Clifford might be the one I usually take. It's fine. No.
The big red ant?
Yeah, big red ant. You got the fire ant. Which I don't remember what we named him.
I have Flamey.
Flaming. Okay, that makes sense. I'm reminded that we picked the most basic nickname for an aphid. Fid. We could have called him
Well, it's
Fiddy.
it's because it's Hayfid.
Yeah, but we could have called him Fiddy Cent. We do have Ronald McWeevil and King Cole, though.
I mean, we could always get more pets. That just is
superfluous.
You know,
speaking of Ronald McWeevil, did you know that they constructed a new McDonald's in Enterprise?
No.
Yeah, and there's another Bullweevil statue monstrosity erected there.
Your people need to be stopped.
It's the Ham Weevler. Wait, I think I have a picture of it.
Oh God, no.
Do I have a picture of it on my phone? I've got to show it. Like, I have to.
All right.
I can't not show this thing.
I have your stream pulled up, so like if you want, you can just like pop that PNG up on there.
I was planning to. I just need to see if I have it. I'm gonna have to search for it, but it shouldn't be hard.
Where is a threat detected? Threat detected my arse. What are you doing? I'm on a zip line. Chill out. I'm mad that the controls for this just immediately like clicked back into place for me.
All right. So let me just temporarily do a window capture of edge. Okay, so you're familiar with Ronald McWeevil, right?
That monstrosity, yes.
Okay, so now we've got the Ham Weevler.
Whoop. Where'd that end up going? There it is. So there's Ronald McWeevil I'm seeing on stream. Oh God, what is that?
It's the Ham Weevler.
Why? Why that ever any of the time? No.
Okay, enough of that. I like how when I searched for the Ham Weevler, it actually showed up my friend's Facebook post. Okay.
Ow! I did nothing. I did nothing and did not deserve that.
You know what you did.
Yeah, I accidentally threw my hammer at you. Sorry. Not intentionally. All right, we've got 111 burrs deposited. Now I need to repair this.
Blaster?
Oh yeah, we've got plenty of that.
You gonna take the blaster and blow up grass?
Where do you want grass blowed up?
Did you not? Did you
Climb
blow
out
up
of
all the
bed.
grass over there by the burrs?
I blew up a lot of grass. I could go blow up some more. Where is that blaster? That should
It's
be
mounted.
in weapons.
It's mounted on the wall in the museum.
Oh, it's mounted. So I don't think I got to use this thing. I'm gonna go make life difficult for everybody. Oh, we have such a nice looking... that's the Ant Queen Scepter.
I know. I put a lot of work into it.
That's the Ant Queen Staff. What the heck does this thing even look like?
I think it's the next one.
Blaster of the Moldy Matriarch. Can I...
That is the one.
No,
Oh,
give me that.
we got some Virgo quests.
And two.
Show completed. Refill quests. Okay. Worker ants, black worker ants. Craft a termite delight. Kill the hedge broodmother.
How does this work?
And land hits on an enemy's weak point. I don't like that one.
So this doesn't take ammo.
Nope. I would advise not firing it close to you, though.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
It's not a problem if you're wearing a full set of the infected broodmother armor, though.
Well, I'm going to chalk that up on things I don't have.
Yeah, we don't.
Do you want to continue with your
the body
discussion,
armor.
or do you want me to kick it off with one that I've had?
Oh yeah, I was still talking about my story. Yeah. So, I did try the Kindle app where I could space out the words and make them bigger, so it's less words per page and easier to digest. But somebody did suggest to me audiobooks, and that has been just a superior solution for me overall, because it enables my mind to freely wander, and listening to audiobooks, it's like a movie is playing out in my mind. So, with that said, there are some books that I have actually read, like a paper print book. Not many, though, throughout my life. I have read all three books that comprise the Dark Elf trilogy by R.A. Salvatore, which is the books that tell the origin of Dritz Do'Urden, the Drow warrior of fame from the Forgotten Realms D&D campaign.
Nerd!
And I've also read the three books that comprise the Icewind Dale trilogy, which is, they were written first, actually, but that's like directly the next step in his life after the Dark Elf trilogy. And then I borrowed The Legacy of the Drow from my sister, which is 4 books, but I had to return it before I finished all of it. I read the first 2 books, and I barely got started on the third before I had to return it. So that's kind of where I was with that book series. And there's a ton more books in that series now. I also read Soul Music by Terry Pratchett.
I don't think I've read Soul Music. I haven't read all of Pratchett.
Soul Music is excellent, and it's really what got me into the idea of I want to read Discworld books.
Yes.
But while I have a bunch more Discworld books, like I've got The Fifth Elephant, I've got Mort, I've got The Color of Magic, I've got a couple more. I don't remember because I haven't looked at them in years. They're just sitting on my shelf. I want to read more of those. I think Color Magic will probably be the first one I read.
That one is excellent.
What
I also,
actually,
again, highly recommend Mort. I really like. What is it? Is it Death Rights? The name's not sticking with me.
all the books about death are basically like highly recommended.
The Guards Watch ones are also great, but none are coming to mind right now.
I just want to read every single Discworld book there is. Because not only do I just find Discworld really entertaining in general, thanks to my introduction to the series with the PS1 point and click adventure.
That is a wild introduction to the series, but all right.
It's a good adaptation of, I believe it's an adaptation of mostly Color Magic, but also
Yes.
elements of Mort.
I don't think Death is a particularly large character in or mentioned in that, but I would assume he shows up in that PS1 game.
Death shows up a few times in
Yeah.
the game. Yeah.
Fan favorite.
Okay, there are toenails. Did we ever set up a zip line to that one? Stomp the pipe. They are not in the ashtray, though.
The problem with deforesting with the moldy matriarch is that I still have to go and knock down all the weed Oh!
And blowing yourself up. I think I'll hold off on toenails. But all the lint has respawned.
Oh, I've respawned all the way back here. That's a problem.
I think if you shoot another explosion, it should blow up the stems.
I was not seeing that happen.
Failing that, try the fire staff. It might be that you just need an explosion to blow up the stalk, and then the fire staff to blow up the root.
Where do we have the fire staff?
Don't you have one in your box that's leveled up?
There's a spicy staff on the wall.
Larva here.
I can check in the box. Sorry. But that's on your to-read list, you were saying.
Yes, that's on the to-read list. Also on my to-read list is Animorphs.
I've heard nothing but good things.
So Animorphs, my introduction to that was actually the television series that was on Nickelodeon when I was
I've heard nothing but bad things.
A young teenager. I didn't watch a ton of it, but I watched enough of it to be intrigued. I didn't watch them in order, so I have like no idea what the actual plot was. I just know that there was one character named Tobias that could turn into a hawk, but like he stayed a hawk too long or something and couldn't turn back. Yeah, anyway, like I said, the show got me interested in it, and I would like to read the books, not only because I'm already like predisposed to being interested in it, but also because, and I can say this about Terry Pratchett as well, rest his soul, the author of both of those series, Animorphs and Discworld. Both those authors are, or were in the case of Terry Pratchett, very in favor of trans rights. So I love to support a supportive ally. You know? In the case of Terry Pratchett, he was just a genuinely really good person with like a heart of gold that wanted the best in humanity. And in the case of the other author whose name escapes me at the moment, she has a trans child. I can't remember if our child is a trans son or a trans daughter. I'm pretty sure it's.
I am not familiar enough to take a guess.
I'm pretty sure the case is that her child is a binary trans person. But I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, because she has a trans child, she's very supportive of trans rights. Let's see. Other books I've read. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it, except for leading into what I am currently listening to on Audible. And when I was in high school, my best friend at the time, he was reading a book called The First King of Shannara, and he was telling me about it. And you know, I was like super into D&D at the time, and it's a high fantasy book, so I was interested, and I read it, and I loved it. I did find out that that was actually a prequel book that was written much, much later than the original trilogy that the author Terry Brooks wrote. That trilogy being the Sword of Shannara series. And it definitely shows in the quality of writing. Like, First King of Shannara is like magnitudes better than the Sword of Shannara, which I also read. Even though I was really into the First King of Shannara, it still took me like 6 months to read that book. And then the Sword of Shannara, and both of these I read like actual physical print books, by the way. First King of Shannara, I want to say, was like 350 pages. Sword of Shannara was like 800 pages. And that book took me like 15 years to get through. And I kind of put reading on the back burner because I'm just a slow reader. So yeah, I have begun within this past week listening to The Elfstones of Shannara, which is the second book in the original trilogy. I actually just finished chapter 10 on the way home. So I guess I've listened to about 6 hours of the 24-hour audiobook. And I'm already like super engrossed into it. But I can also tell where the writing is so much more amateurish compared to First King of Shannara. One thing that I'm amused by that is actually kind of a poor literary choice, in my opinion, is that, and it's also interesting at the same time. Okay, I read Sword of Shannara first, okay, and there is a section in that book where a recurring character in the series named Alanon, he's the last druid. Druids in this world are like an order that basically, well, really, to explain what the druid's purpose is, I just have to give a little bit of backstory on the world. The world takes place on like our actual Earth, like the Earth where places like the United States of America exist. But it's post-apocalyptic after like all society and technology has been destroyed, and rebuilt, and in the process of that rebuilding, man split off into four distinct races. You have humans, which have been forbidden to travel, like not to travel, but like to like spread out, because that's what's attributed to the apocalypse, is that humans bred like wildfire and destroyed everything.
Doing what we do best.
And the other races that split off from humans are gnomes, dwarves, and trolls. And also in this world is that Fae were real. They weren't just mythology, they were real. And most of them went extinct, but elves actually survived. So elves are the 5th race that exist in this world. And most people believe they are a race of men, like the other 4 races, but they are the last surviving Fae race.
Ooh, that explosion got a little too close for my comfort.
And being Fae means that they once possessed magic. But when humans basically caused a worldwide extinction event, magic was kind of lost. They didn't wield magic against humans because humans didn't wield magic. They instead wielded science and technology. So they didn't see the need for the dark magic like they did against the evil Fae that populated the earth before the humans. So yeah, that's kind of the backstory. And like, basically it was decided that, instead of pursuing technology, which led to the mass extinction event, it would be encouraged to pursue magic instead.
Huh.
And so that kind of directly leads into the events of the first king of Shannara. The druids are an order that basically kind of have the records of the old world, and like they're the lore keepers of the world. And the events of the first king of Shannara led them to believe that magic was actually too dangerous, because they almost created a second extinction event with it. And so they decided magic should, if not be outright forbidden knowledge, should be greatly limited.
Curtailed in its influence.
Yeah. And so they keep the secrets. So they're this mysterious organization that live in a keep called Paranor, where they keep the secrets of the world, both old and present, and the secrets
Are you
of
saying
magic.
that they're the Men in Black?
Kinda.
You created the magic CIA. Good job.
So, Alanon is a recurring character in the series, and he is the last druid. And
Big man.
the interesting thing that happened in both the Sword of Shannara and has already happened in the Elfstones of Shannara, as far as I am in it, is that they decided to retell the story of the first king of Shannara with Cliff Notes, which is really funny because both of those books were written a long time before the first king of Shannara. But like, it's the Cliff Notes, so obviously it's not all 250, 300 pages, whatever. But like, all the important details are still there. So this man had this story rolling around in his noggin for so long before he actually sat down and wrote it. And I just find that really amazing.
So, when you say it's told in Cliff Notes, the thing that I'm going to or the thing that I'm using as a reference point in my mind is the fact that every chapter in Dune starts with like a little historical interstitial of a record keeper from like millennia in the future,
Uh,
detailing this is the period of time of this person and what they were like. It must have been fascinating to know blah 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 blah, and then it bumps you into the actual story as it is presented. But it's like this interesting, you get a frame narrative of the future being like, I really wonder what this was like. These are the things that had impacted the past, before you actually see the first hand events. And sometimes they get stuff wrong. Sometimes they're like, oh, this was a great battle, and it was not.
so, it's a little different than that. It's not like interstitially told, it's told in full, like in one sitting, both times.
But just abbreviate it.
Yes.
Okay.
But like, entirely it entirely spoils the entire story of the first King of Shannara. Like, every single plot point is touched upon. Like, complete with name drops and everything. But that also means that the story of the first King of Shannara is incredibly important for just the general lore of the world.
Well, they don't call him the first king for nothing.
And so the general story there is that there was one druid named Brona that thought out the dark magics and almost destroyed the world with it. And that's when the druids decided, you know what, maybe magic should be banned. But Brona didn't accept this because he was hungry for power. And instead, he killed all the druids, except for one named Bremen. And Bremen sought out allies, as did Brona. Brona recruited the troll race, as well as some lesser races like goblins, to wage a race war with, while Bremen sought out the other races of man and the elves. And among the elves, he crafted a sword with the power to destroy illusions that was to be used against Brona, who became known as the Warlock Lord. And the sword could only be wielded by, I forget what the wording was, something like an elf of true descent or something like that. And that elf was Gerald Shannara, and he is the titular first king of Shannara. And of our band of people that are in the supporting cast was also some gnomes known as Valemen, because they're from a Vale. I guess they're kind of like hobbits. And they were Shay and Flick Ohmsford, which were two brothers. And Flick is an interesting character because, like, he just wants to stay at home and live a peaceful life, but he's really loyal to his brother, so he goes along just to protect him. And Shay, his role is that he was given a bag of stones called the Elf Stones, and they have a gimmick. They contain powerful magic, the limits of which are unknown because it's dependent upon the imagination of the user. But they can only function when wielded by someone to whom they were freely offered. So yeah, Shay, along with Gerald, end up traveling to Paranor, where Brona has set up his fortress, while Bremen has worked to get the other races of man, besides the trolls, to work together against Brona's army that was trying to destroy all the other races. And so the story kind of splits into the siege on the keep, as well as the war at large between the dwarves, humans, gnomes, elves, and the trolls and the lesser races. And so Gerald Shannara ends up defeating Brona using the Sword of Shannara, while Shay is running assistance in the war, I believe, using the elf stones. And Alanon was actually present for this because Bremen is his father, like an adoptive father. He was a child that Bremen found about halfway through the book, and Bremen foresaw his own death. So he taught everything he knew to Alanon so that the Order of the Druids could survive Bremen's impending, inescapable, inevitable death. And so Alanon was there for it, and in both the First King of Shannara and not the First King, the Sword of Shannara and the Elfstones of Shannara, it just retells like all the important plot points. Totally spoils the story. And it's funny to me because like they mention Bremen, they mention Brona, they mention Gerald Shannara and the sword and its power and Shay and Flick. I'm sorry, I mixed up my stories there. Shay and Flick were from the Sword of Shannara. Sorry, I'm listening to the Elfstones of Shannara, so they were included in the retelling of the stories because they also retold Sword of Shannara there.
It's hard to keep it all straight.
Yeah, sorry. In the First King of Shannara, the wielder of the Elfstones was a elf named Tay Treffenwyd, but he eventually meets his demise fighting the war. I don't remember how the Elfstones got passed on, though. But I do know they come into Shay's possession because Alanon gives them to him. So at some point, Alanon came into possession of the Elfstones. I guess Tay Treffenwyd must have given them to him. It's been a long time since I read First King of Shannara, so I don't remember that. But yeah, so Sword of Shannara kind of repeats the story, except it's a little more blatant of a... It's the Lord of the Rings at home. It's straight up. We have the Lord of Rings... I can't say that. The Lord of the Rings at home.
Actually, it's just Lord of Rings. They said the Lord of the Rings for the TV adaptation.
But yeah, like, plot point for plot point, beat for beat. It's just Sword of Shannara is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And a lot of it really does mirror First King of Shannara, because, you know, Brona, the Warlock Lord, comes back. They go on a quest to find the Sword of Shannara again, and a descendant of Gerald Shannara has to wield it against the Warlock Lord, because it won't work for anybody else. I think Shay might have been the one that was descended from him, despite being a gnome. However that makes sense.
I know how gnomes are.
Luckily, Elfstones of Shannara, so far at least, seems to deviate from just being more the Lord of the Rings. Because this story is more like, there's like a pocket dimension being sealed off by this tree. So I guess it's like a take on the idea of a world tree.
Oh, jeez. What's blowing my mind is that this stupid explosion thing, I gotta hit two times on bugs to get them to die, and me it basically one-shots.
Smoke spider over here.
But yeah, there's like this pocket dimension where a bunch of demons are sealed off by a tree that the elves tend to. And I guess each year the tree handpicks like 6 people, 6 elves that are like 16 years old that are known as the Chosen, who have duties to tend to the tree every day for that year. And it's been like this for thousands of years, keeping the demons sealed away in this pocket dimension known as the Forbidding. And the tree is dying, so the seal is starting to break, and a really dangerous creature escapes and plans to destroy everything, and starts by killing all of the Chosen, because only a Chosen is able to take a seed from the tree and take it to a certain place, which I guess fertilizes it or something, and then back to the tree to be planted, and allowing the tree to be reborn, which would renew the seal on the Forbidding. But it turns out that there was one more Chosen that had actually forsaken her duty and left and survived the plot to kill all the Chosen.
Termites chomping
Are
its
you
way at us.
saying that in this fantasy world, a remnant had escaped?
Yep. And that's kind of the plot. Al-Anon shows up, obviously, and he seeks out Flick and Shay's, I guess he's his grandson. And Flick just refers to him as his nephew, but his name is Will. I guess he's actually like his grandnephew, but Flick doesn't want to be called a granduncle to anybody. I definitely
I have
want
one of
that.
those. I got an Uncle Ron who's actually like a great uncle.
So yeah, he recruits Will because Shay actually gave him the elf stones, and somehow Al-Anon knew this. And then together, Al-Anon and Will go and seek out the remaining Chosen. And that's kind of where I've left off. They found her and told her the situation, and she's like, "No, I'm not doing this." But he keeps Al-Anon kept pressing, and then she's like, "Fine, I'll think about it and tell you in the morning." And that's where the chapter ended. So it's still got some Lord of the Rings vibes, specifically like, in Lord of the Rings, Frodo has to take the ring specifically to Mount Doom. They're kind of doing that shtick with the seed here.
I thought it was the first dungeon in Ocarina of Time, the way you described it.
I wish I could remember what the name of the tree is. I've heard it so many times over the past
The
week,
Great Deku Tree?
and right now it's just completely escaping my mind. No, not the tree in Zelda, the tree in the Elfstones of Shannara. Work.
Trunky?
No, it's something that starts with an E, like
El Stumpo?
like Elgris or something like that.
How many apostrophes does it have? It's named by elves.
Well, that may be the downside of listening to an audiobook.
Oh, they don't pronounce the apostrophes correctly?
I don't know how it's spelled. Because I'm not seeing the words.
Oh, you don't just hallucinate those?
Why are you like this?
Albertan teen pregnancy, unwanted. We've been over this.
You'll see what I got to put up with.
Look, I'm just over here deforestating.
Deforestate these nuts.
So, I guess that was an adequate plot summary, but like, what you liking about it? What really drew you to this?
You know, I think high fantasy, if you couldn't tell, is just my favorite genre of story in general.
Why?
I don't know, maybe too much Final Fantasy as a kid.
See, I always took Final Fantasy as being an odd mix of sci-fi and fantasy.
Well, see, that's because you're like Gen Alpha. And, you know, if you played Final Fantasy when they were new...
Like Final Fantasy VI?
Well, I would say Final Fantasy VI was the first one that broke from high fantasy.
Or the one with the war mech and nuke?
That was one enemy. And also they established that the technology in that world was like leftover from an ancient extinct civilization.
That sounds pretty sci-fi to me. I don't know about you, but you just said the words progenitor race.
No, I didn't. You said that.
Well, an extinct previous race is progenitor. I don't know. It sounds a little sci-fi to me.
Very, very light. The rest of the game is very, very high fantasy. Now, I'll give you that Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII. Not so much 9. 9's like a return to high fantasy.
Yes.
But then 10...
I've never played 8, 9, 10. I played 6 and 7.
13 is super high fantasy. Sorry, not high sci-fi. The rest of them are like a mix between fantasy and sci-fi, but like leaning more towards sci-fi. Whereas 6 is more like steampunk.
Yeah, but like that's sci-fi adjacent. Yeah.
12 is kind of steampunk high fantasy as well.
I have played a little bit of 12, and I always keep saying I should play more because it's excellent.
I get to the exact same point before I say this is really boring, and then I never played it.
But I like programming my dudes.
I have attempted to play it from the beginning 4 times now. And every time I get to the exact same point in the story.
Which point?
The dungeon when Larsa becomes a guest member of your party.
Which dungeon is that?
It's one where you're going after the Nephesite.
I think I've tapped out usually around when you get on the airship for the first time.
Right after that?
That's the one. That's the dungeon right after that.
I think so. You have
No, wait.
You have what's his face as a guest member there,
Because
and then he ends up betraying you at the end of it.
That's right after you go to Fran's village, right?
Oh no, you're talking about something way past where I got. I've never been to Fran's village.
I have seen Fran's village, I know for sure. Well, heck. The only thing I don't like about deforesting with this weapon is it chews through durability like cray-cray. But yeah, okay, I can see enjoying fantasy in general just because it's a cozy and nostalgic fit for you.
And so, why Shannara in general? Like I said, the first book I read was The First King of Shannara, and I think it was just a really good book. Just straight up, it was just a really good book. And I had just read that, and I had gotten about 250 pages into The Sword of Shannara when my sister got me into this D&D group that she was in. I was doing a campaign based on Shannara. And I was like super hyped for that. And the DM did an extremely good job with this campaign. Like he knew the source material really well, because like, you know how DM NPCs are usually like a bad thing.
And not necessarily. I actually
usually a bad thing and done poorly, but like Al-Anon in the books is pretty much a stereotypical DM NPC. You know, overpowered, knows everything, just really cool and edgy.
Not to get into styles of DMing, but the way that I tend to run a DM NPC is they are the least useful party member of the group. They are just there as support, and they're basically like if Navi shut up. It's like, I'm definitely here, guys, if you need me, as an in-character hint system.
So the thing about Al-Anon, and this is the way the DM played him, in the books, like it's very clearly that he's like just an overpowered being in this world.
Just say Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No, not really. Like way more powerful than that. I mean, the comparison to a DM NPC played by a poor DM that just wants to be the center of attention and like, hey everybody, look at me, I'm cool. Like, we're talking that kind of power level.
Yeah.
Basically Goku before any bad guys show up. But yeah, he's super powerful, and you know, he's the last of the druids, so he has like basically all the world's knowledge.
Say the line, Rouge.
All the world's knowledge belongs to me. Or all the world's knowledge are mine to keep.
Yes.
All the world's gems are mine to keep.
Sorry, you said activation phrase.
But yeah, so like in the books, what he'll do is he'll show up and he'll lore dump, but all the lore that he dumps is given very cryptically. And then he'll lead you to where you're going. Like he'll travel with you for a little bit. Like maybe he'll lead you through a maze. And then for whatever reason, he always seems to disappear like right when he would be the most helpful. Like right before, you know, a real tough combat. So it was done really well. And yeah, it was really funny. I joined like midway through this campaign. So the heir to the Sword of the Shannara had already been discovered. And it was one of the other players. But my first session was his last session that he ever showed up to. And nobody knew what happened to him. So when we finally find the Sword of Shannara, he goes to pick it up. And the sword rejects him. And he falls into a permanent coma. And it turns out that he was not actually the heir. But the true heir was with us all along. And it was actually my sister's character. And the way we found out is that she was the closest to the heir or the false heir when he tried to pick up the sword. She tried to catch him as he was falling and failed her dex roll and instead caught the sword, which
Nice.
revealed her to be the not a block betrayed, not a block. That's an interesting death message.
It's the again, these things one-shot me. So if I get a bad bounce off a weird rock, it's like I'm toast.
Are you not wearing armor or something?
I'm wearing full assassin's mask. Level 9.
Mantis armor.
It just eats me. Where are you? What are y'all doing?
Where am I going?
And yeah, meanwhile, I've landed 4 direct hits with this thing on a termite, and they just don't die. It's crazy.
Oh, so anyway, the way this D&D campaign ended up going was when we finally get to Paranor and confront Brona. I think my sister played a druid, so she wasn't proficient with the type of sword that the Sword of Shannara was. I think it was a broadsword. But she's the only one that can wield it, and it's the only weapon that can do anything to Brona. So, on the very first round of combat, after we've spent like several sessions planning our break into Paranor Keep, after we had several combats actually getting to Brona, we reach him. She takes a swing with the Sword of Shannara and rolls a 20.
Nice.
Not only that, since that sword was specifically forged as Brona's weakness, he has to make a save against it. And he rolled a 1. So, in a single swing with a weapon she wasn't proficient with, she defeated the big bad evil guy.
I mean, that's the way it goes in D&D. You prepare, and then all of a sudden, rip.
Like, it's the most anticlimactic end, but it's so funny and will forever be memorable because of it.
At least it's clean.
Anyway, I just had a really good time with that campaign.
Yeah, so it's nice to be back in the world, right?
Yes.
It's like it's the continuing adventures of Cozy Land, where everything's terrible.
Uh-oh. But yeah, that's what I'm currently quote unquote reading. I don't know. Can I say I'm reading
no.
if I'm listening to
Audiobooks are reading. Audiobooks are reading. There is no distinction.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm planning to listen to the rest of at least this initial trilogy. There's a ton of books in the Shannara series, so I don't know if I'm going to go through the entire series. I do want to go through the rest of the Sword of Shannara trilogy, and there was a sub-series called The Voyage of the Gerald Shannara, with, in this case, the Gerald Shannara not actually being the first king of Shannara, but an airship that's named after him.
Nice. Nice!
And I know Al-Anon shows up in that series as well. So I might go through that, but I also bought, with my mass of credits that I had no idea what to spend on, all of the Lord of the Rings books. And I was able to get, I think, the first book of Game of Thrones.
When you say all of the Lord of the Rings books, you just mean the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or are you also going A Hobbit and Silmarillion?
also The Hobbit and Silmarillion.
Best of luck. Best of luck.
Well, I'm already familiar with The Hobbit.
Yeah, like The Hobbit is nice. Like I'll put it that way. I am fine with The Hobbit. The Lord of the Rings is a hefty tome. I enjoyed my time reading it. I would never do that again. And the Silmarillion, I actually really enjoyed. It's probably my favorite of all of them. But again, it's a lore tome of like histories.
Silmarillion is a book I didn't know existed until I went to go buy these. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's the creation myth all the way up until the start of the Third Age, I want to say. So it explains like why there are all these great powers in Middle Earth, where they came from, what the like religious structure is there, and actually a large portion dedicated on like, so what's the deal with dwarves? Can you guess why I like these books?
Okay, so you tell me good luck, but you know, one of the advantages of reading audiobooks instead of print books is that even if I get reader's fatigue, it won't slow down my reading.
Yes. I like the concept of audiobook. The only reason I don't listen to them more is because I can't leave notes in an audiobook.
Right. So after I get through Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings and what I'm, at least for now, interested in getting through of the Shannara series, I want to get into more classic literature. And I want to start with 2 books that I was assigned to read in middle school that I didn't. So I'm familiar with like the general plot of them. And those 2 are To Kill a Mockingbird and Lord of the Flies.
Both excellent. I would also suggest, if you're wanting suggestions, like the high school literature reading list.
Well, I was going to say, after those 2, I plan to go to a lot of other common high school literature books like A Tale of Two Cities, War and Peace, Of Mice and Men, Moby Dick.
I would suggest something breezier and shorter.
Well, again,
Treasure Island.
Again, audiobooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, here's my plan. I'm wanting to do the long stuff that I'm almost certainly guaranteed to not get through
That's not so bad.
if I tried to read on print. And then I do want to continue trying to read print, but it will be shorter books like the Animorphs and Discworld books. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Nice. Nice. I haven't done much reading this year. And again, these are not books that came out this year. These are books that I started to read this year. I need to not be where I am. Dang it. Okay. All right. Everything's super big mad. What? Oh, there's a... Where'd you come from? No, I started reading Andy Weir's Artemis. Andy Weir being the author of The Martian. I want to say I was aware of The Martian when it was just like blog posts of him spitballing how the heck would someone ever survive on Mars in a near future existence. Then when it got published, I was like, oh, I'll read that as a book. That sounds excellent. And then I listened to the audiobook of it. I don't remember who does the narration of that. Then I watched the movie. Like, I just became a The Martian fan. And then I never read any of Andy Weir's other books. So he's got Artemis out and Project Hail Mary. And they have not decided to adapt Artemis. They have instead decided to adapt Project Hail Mary into a movie. The one that I haven't read. But I'm not actually done reading Artemis. got about halfway through in a single sitting, and I got to the big plot twist in it that was telegraphed a mile away. Andy Weir has a problem. Andy Weir has exactly one tone of voice when he writes, and it's just smarmy. It is the main character is, I don't want to say Marvel levels of like quip, but Marvel levels of sarcasm, like, I'm a genius, hurrah! Oh no, I'm a genius, everything's ruined, is the way that like 2 different chapters start up.
Okay.
Where one chapter ends, an explosion goes off, and then the next chapter starts with, I'm a genius, oh no.
That's kind of fun.
It's, again, it is a tone that I really, really like. But when you take, I don't want to say Marvel smarmy, but all of his characters sound like they could be played by Ryan Reynolds. Does that convey tone appropriately?
I thought you were about to say Chris Pratt.
No. I'm not that mean. But Artemis is a near future. Again, it's more like plausible future of. We have a lunar colony set up, and some people live out on the moon, and it is basically a big tax haven and tourist trap. We're just barely doing space stuff right now, but we kind of want to gotta. And it is a detective noir thriller about a
Why am I not
woman
surprised?
who lives on the moon in her tiny little apartment who gets caught up in like a smuggling deal gone wrong as she tries to sabotage a like mineral refinery on the moon.
I should have made that my Star Wars character's background.
It's good. I like it. I like a good smuggler and detective story. And I stopped immediately when she like goes to an authority figure to explain her plan, and the authority figure is like, "Oh, I'm so glad you told me about so and so," and she's like, "I never told you his name." Dun dun dun! You were in on it the whole time. It's like you wrote the most cliched thing you could possibly do.
Like that line in Sonic Adventure 2. How did you know it was a fake airbrush? Because you just told me, Fox Boy.
Exactly that line. Which is like, again, I'm not knocking it for being cliched. It's just, it was like, okay, do I really want to go through the last half of this book because I already know how all of this plays out? So I've just had it sitting there. I'm not enjoying the, how do I put this? Man stuck on Mars is a lot higher stakes than girl stuck in society on moon. Like, it's interesting. It's very interesting. But if I want like a kind of detective story in a grounded near current day sci-fi setting, I would read more of the Leviathan Wakes, the Expanse series, which I also own the sequel of, and I just haven't sat down and read. It's taken me forever to get there. But like, I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna go pick it up. I'm gonna finish this off here probably this weekend. Just because we're having this discussion, and I didn't get to it last weekend. Because what I spent my time reading. Okay, before I get into that, I have deforested a ton. What kind of resources should I go and be gathering for you now?
I'm really drawing a blank on what the resources were that we generally most needed all the time.
I mean, I can go and do a burr run, because those have probably come back by now.
Okay, sure. Yeah, go do a burr run.
No, what I did end up spending my time doing was finishing reading a book series that dear friend Treble had suggested, which was the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. That has popped off to the point where when I went into my local bookstore to ask for the second book, everyone in the store who worked there was like, come back to our shrine that we have to this series. They like bring me back and they've got this like whole display of every single one in there. They're like, we've just started reading this for our in-store book club. It's excellent. Where are you? Let's talk about it. And I'm like, I just read the first book. I'm in here buying the second book. You know where I am. But Dungeon Crawler Carl, Treble recommended it to me because it was an audiobook, and the narrator does an excellent job and sounds like Patrick Warburton. And I'm like, that's not how I want to consume these. I'm going to sit down and read through it. Are you familiar with lit RPG as a genre?
Surprisingly not terrible.
Don't think so.
I am not familiar with it either. Apparently, this is what's popping off right now. It is, what I can only describe as isekais as a novel. And I also don't watch isekais, where character gets transported to a fantasy world, but they actually have like the game mechanics pulled up, so they are able to see what their stats are and gamify.
Yeah, I'm familiar with isekai. What's it called? That time I was reborn as a spider or something. It's exactly what you
as a slime.
Well, I know about that one. This was like one that came out around that time. Oh, hey, we finally got that one.
Finally.
It only took like 30 million trips into Spider Town.
Spiderton, actually.
Oh, is that like Edinburgh?
Yes. Actually, I kind of want that. That was doing more damage, and then I went.
But yeah,
which is not a genre that I'm like particularly familiar with.
That spider isekai is like exactly what you just described, complete with like being able to pull up the game stats.
So that is what I have been told lit RPG is. And I'm like, okay, that does not necessarily sound like something I'll enjoy. But I have heard everyone recommend this, and then Treble got on my case about it, and for some reason, I just can't have Treble on my case about anything. So I was like, fine, you know what? I was walking by the bookstore. I saw it in the display case. I'll just go in and drop whatever cash it is to actually have the book and read through it, and I'll give the cliff notes of it. And what it turns out is that while you've read Terry Pratchett, you were saying, have you read much Douglas Adams?
No.
Are you familiar with
I
Douglas Adams?
just discussed literally every book I've ever read.
Extensive. But are you aware of Douglas Adams?
No. What's he?
Are you aware of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Oh, yes. Yes, actually that's going to be on my to-do list.
Can I also suggest instead of Hitchhikers, start with Dirk Gently, which is his fantasy story. I haven't actually read the first one. I've only read the second one, which there's only two. And it is his like holistic detective.
Hold up. Do you have my chat pulled up?
I have what?
Do you have my chat pulled up?
I do.
Am I getting hit on by a bot?
No idea. That could be a bot. Lexi 01, if you are a bot, please do not respond.
It's so weird having that happen to me now after being post-transition.
Look, the only thing I get is threats to be hit because of my terrible opinions.
I can't believe that you put Riven as just a B tier A.
Look, I'll take a bot flirting with me over a transphobe telling me I'll never be a woman any day.
I was off on a tangent. I was
Talking
telling
about
you to read Dirk Gently because I think you'd actually really like it.
It's pretty good.
It is a detective story where the whole point is that every single absurd thing that is mentioned is actually plot relevant, and the plot is around the fact that all of the Norse gods are real, but because people don't really believe in them anymore, they are starting to fade in influence, and someone has noticed this and started keeping Odin in an old folks' home. Which
What?
is just
What?
a great, and that is starting to cause some serious problems on the foundation of reality.
Why does that plot point sound very familiar to me?
It is also used. Hey, look at that! It is also the general framing of that is used in Remedy's Alan Wake.
Not familiar with it.
Okay. Anyways, that's my tangent. Is what I was sold as this is lit RPG is actually more akin to this is a Douglas Adams story. Because The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy starts with a alien corporation coming and bulldozing Earth. They've just decided, oh, your Earth was in the way of an intergalactic bypass, and we're just gonna have to bulldoze it. Sorry.
I'm sure we deserved it.
Honestly, if you'd have just gone down to your local planning office, you would have known about this months in advance.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure our world leaders actually sold the rights to do this to the aliens.
So that is the inciting incident of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and then a local alien picks up Arthur Dent and man, we gotta go. The Vogons are on their way. He's like, what? Dungeon Crawler Carl is an intergalactic TV, an intergalactic TV syndicate created Earth and seeded it with all of its pop culture references so that when their time came up for the next reality game show season, they would be able to activate all of the sleeper agents on Earth and just mine it for its natural resources while a dungeon crawl was going on. And the whole Earth basically hollows out. A ton of dungeon floors exist. Everyone get inside or die.
It becomes a roguelike?
Yes, actually. And that is a very contrived initial setup for this story. And then it is actually a lot more sci-fi from there. There's an artificial intelligence that is the game master for this game. And as I'm reading it, we keep getting these asides of if I concentrate really hard, I can pull up my inventory and see what's going on in there. Oh, I have player chat. I can see things on a map. Oh, we have infinite storage space. But also, this is not a particularly well-run game. It sounds like it's very reactive. Very early on, the game gets patched every night, and there's a bunch of patch notes that are released. It's you can't keep abusing bathrooms as safe rooms. We have disabled that toilet paper spawns infinitely in bathrooms. You only get one roll, and then you have to find a different bathroom. They're focusing a lot on this season. We've put bathrooms in to avoid the mess of last season. Okay, everyone, stop ignoring the bathrooms. You must use the bathrooms. If you don't use the bathrooms, we will spawn a level 99 hell demon.
Hey.
And
you want to pick up the lint on the glove?
the what?
The lint on the glove.
I'd gotten the lint on the glove.
Well, there was one.
Last I was here.
There was one you missed.
Is there?
Yeah, I busted it, but my inventory is completely full.
Oh, you're down. Oh, you're over here.
Oh, well, that was a mistake. Oh,
I
there's
don't know where that lint is. I'm just
spiky
down
burrs
here.
down here.
Oh, I've got it.
I think one piece of lint is down here, and the rest was actually still in the hole of the glove. The hand hole.
I got one. It was right down here.
And I think the other 4 are still in the glove itself.
Oh, your inventory is full, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, I got another one.
Totally full.
Yeah, I'll come back up. But that's not. Again, I'm just like getting into the weeds on the mechanics of this. So it is a reality TV show that is being broadcast across the universe, and that's like an interesting twist. But mind you, it is all like styled as Dungeons and Dragons high fantasy when you're like actually fighting the monsters. What
I thought of something for you to collect charcoal.
Yes. Yes, we have 100 and some back home, but I can go and collect more. I'll just need to make sure I have my
yeah, it's a scarce resource.
my sombrero on.
Scarce resource used to build the strongest walls. So
Yep, yep, yep.
definitely
I will get on it.
that, like toenails, we want to just keep depleted from the world.
What I was not prepared for and then finally understood of like, oh, this makes sense now. I totally understand the exact tone that this is going for. This is a series written by a disgruntled developer of an MMO who was sick and tired of people ignoring all of the quest dialogue text that he's written that people just skip through. And so he's like, fine, you know what? I'm just going to write a book. There will be no gameplay. You'll have to listen to all of the interesting item descriptions I have. And yeah, that's what it is. The trick that it pulls,
That's funny,
is it lures you in with all of this humor up front, and then it like starts hitting you with some real like there's mystery and intrigue going on, and like actual emotional catharsis for like the world is ending, we're in a death game, I'm never going to
so it becomes
live a
Sword
normal
Art
life.
Online?
If this is an unwinnable, inescapable machine, we're the pawns of the media conglomerate, and the best hope that we can ever possibly have is getting far enough to sign a contract to be part of the next one and maybe survive as an indentured servant.
Okay, so let me explain what Sword Art Online is. It is an MMO where it launches. It's like a full VR MMO, like next level VR. Like it actually turns off your actual body's motor functions so that you're like actually in the game.
Yes. It's a direct interface VR helmet.
Yeah. The day it launches, you know, traffic's at an at like probably the highest it will ever have. And the creator of the game reveals himself as a really bad dude who removes the ability to log out and makes it so if you die in the game, you die for real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the premises of the anime, at least to start with.
Yep.
I watched the first season of it because that was like a really good premises, but like I want to say after like 8 episodes of it, they kind of dropped the chaoticness of that, and it became like super boring after that. I hear in later seasons it actually became like really kind of gross. But
I need to put on fresh defense, and do we have my sombrero? Yes, we do.
Yeah, the first like 7 episodes were brilliant.
Okay, so I thought of what we can do if we ever need to touch grass again.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I threatened you with like watch all the Matrix movies. No, what I want to do.
Did you see what I told you last night?
Make it a 5th. I forgot to respond to that with till you're 90.
And they're bringing back Keanu. I don't think he was in the 4th one, was he?
Yes, he was.
Oh, he was. Okay.
He's the main character.
I haven't seen it. I've only seen the first 3.
You know the premise of The Matrix.
Yes, I've seen the first 3.
Do you want the premise of the 4th one?
Nah, it's fine. I will watch it.
Okay. They're doing some metatextual nonsense with Keanu, and I more power. Anyways, more power to him. No, what I actually think would be more interesting, and not necessarily more interesting, what I think would be more entertaining, is to go through the Spy Kids trilogy. I have not seen past the initial 3.
You will not stop barking up the Spy Kids tree.
I love the Spy Kids movies, unironically. And the 3rd movie's
Stop.
basically
Get
Sword
help.
Art Online.
Stop. Get help.
No, I can't.
Man, what are you doing, Ben Schwartz? Get over here. You're too slow.
I guess I can talk a little bit more about the other thing that I did. It's technically a book. I did technically read another book in its entirety. The only thing is I'd already read that book. And also I didn't read it as a book, this time or the last time. Because like I said, I mostly read like opinion essays and blogs and like personal stuff like that. Like not like nonfiction, long form internet writing.
Yeah, most of what I read is hate-filled comments on the internet. Unironically, actually.
That's just your
That's my life.
your standard. You just want to shovel the garbage in.
I didn't say I want to. It's just, that's my algorithm now. To quote
where
the
am I going?
appliances in the Flintstones, it's a living.
Yeah, except you're not getting paid to do it. That's the whole point, is that the Flintstones appliances. It's also rude to call them appliances, but like I get you.
Hey, you know what? I may not be getting paid for it yet, but like I'm pretty close on YouTube.
There we go.
Hi,
Uh,
Kiru. How would you say that? Kirulins? I'm sorry for.
I'm just gonna
destroying
call
your
you
name,
Kiru.
But hi, we're playing Grounded. We're kind of just doing some last touches on our base while podcasting about media we consumed last year.
I was just about to get into my. I reread because I'd like to do a yearly checkup on this guy's blog. He writes very infrequently, but he did have a little bit more writing since then, and I wanted to get his takes on some of the nonsense that's going on in the world right now. And sure enough, he definitely did have some. He had some spicy takes. But I read Still Drinking's blog, specifically his series of essays detailing the time that he went on a terrible acid trip and was institutionalized because of a psychotic break called "And Then I Was a Fish," which he has as a standalone book, but you can also get the original blogs posts are like still up.
You're really
And
doing a deep dive into the genre of isekai novels, huh?
well, it is a very sobering read, and I like his writing and his perspective on a lot of things. And one of my greatest fears in life is
Being reborn
like
as a fish.
no is like dementia or like losing
God.
my ability.
Oh yeah. Say no more. I'm right there with you because my grandma had dementia before she died.
Great grandmother. It was one of the most harrowing experiences of my life.
Yeah, it's rough.
So to hear from a perspective of someone who was like legitimately gone, like the world, he was in a world that ceased to operate on standard logic. And he's able to articulate this experience so clearly and succinctly, and then have that point of time of being like, I had checked out of normal reality. Something was broken, and I lived that life for like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It is fascinating to read.
Right.
And then of course the rest of his blog is just smarm and jaded smarm. It's existential dread through the lens of this guy's smarm. It's scare you straight smarm. It is fear of one's grasp on reality melting away into just pure sarcasm. And I sometimes just need to load back up on that to recheck what my baseline is. Kiryu, I don't think we've ever sat down to play Minecraft together, have we?
We have played it individually, but never together.
I don't get particularly far in Minecraft.
I just like to build redstone contraptions.
I play Minecraft like an automation game where I'm like, I want to get my farms up. I want to get my automatic resource collectors.
Yeah,
I don't have like an end goal of beating the Ender Dragon or farming Wither Skulls or anything like that. I just like, I just want to have.
Honestly, that's one of my biggest gripes with Minecraft is there's not enough boss monsters in it.
Well, you were just saying you were getting into Hytale.
Well, I'm not getting into it. I just heard about it, and it looks really interesting. And I think next time I want to scratch that Minecraft itch, I'm probably going to play my Hytale instead.
I was going to say, if you're looking for combat and boss monsters, and you don't mind 2D, Terraria is excellent for that. Like, well, it is all progression.
I hear that Hytale actually has a ton of mobs in it, like around 200 or so. So, like, I've long thought that just the number of mobs in general, but especially boss mobs, is one area that Minecraft has just always been sorely lacking in. So yeah, hearing that was like, yeah, I really want to try this out.
What are you going and doing right now?
I'm gonna go kill the green shield bug under the porch, and then dig up a bunch of grubs.
I have decoaled. Do you want to try and do some Wasp Queen stuff?
Do we have enough to make a decent amount of BBQ medleys?
We'll have to take a look. BBQ medley?
It's going to be in the oven.
Let's take a look here. Where are we? We need tiger mosquito beaks. Like I think we have enough to do.
We don't
12 of these?
We don't have tiger mosquito beaks?
We've got 12 right now. That's up above the pond. Like I can go and exterminate.
Yeah, you do an exterminate. The toenails respawn in the ashtray, so I'm going to kill the shield bug, collect the grubs, and then collect all the toenails.
Yeah, that's up over Moldork, right?
Yeah. There's tons of them around Moldork.
I think if I take our wheelbarrow line, that's going to be the quickest.
Yeah, we do have a line that goes basically straight there.
Yeah, okay. All right. The other thing that I'm going to count as technically having read this year, despite the fact that the whole point of the exercise is that I haven't read it, is I was getting schooled in Game of Thrones, which technically started last year, apparently, looking at the stream dates. Brick has streamed 5 times so far, explaining to me, independent of narrative, the like lore, story beats, character arcs, magic systems of Game of Thrones. A thing that I am never going to read, just for sheer lack of interest in sitting down and reading high fantasy. I love listening to people explain things that they are passionate and knowledgeable about. That's why I like hanging out with you, Blau. You are very passionate and knowledgeable about many things.
And also very argumentative.
No, I'm the argumentative one.
No, I am.
No, I am. Thank you for picking up on it.
You are mistaken. I'm the argumentative one.
I'm sorry. As is, I can definitively prove that I'm the argumentative one.
I don't think you can. I'm pretty sure that the facts will show that I am the argument.
I guess that you could say that I am the nitpicky one, as evidenced by my. Oh, I guess I have been reading poetry.
You
against
are
my protestations.
You are definitely the nitpicky one. I'm not going to argue with that one.
We got jokes.
And I'm the one that needs things explicit.
I didn't want to say it when Red pointed out in chat. He's like, you guys are arguing so much. You're like a married couple, and I was like, I should screenshot you telling me that. Like, oops, we're arguing like a married couple again. But I don't like sharing private DM screenshots without the other person checking in on it.
I don't care as long as we're not like doxing each other
or giving a piss update.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of like including that type of stuff.
Okay, where are we going here?
Oh, hey. Rablau's here. Hi.
Sorry, I'm getting a not a girl face yell. Hold on.
I heard that. You're looking for people to play Minecraft with? I don't think I would be comfortable playing Roblox, because that's like a game for little kids, and I am a 40-year-old woman. But perhaps one day I'll go back to Minecraft.
Guess who just got yelled at?
Well, I mean, I heard you getting yelled at.
Yeah. Also, I see in a chat an Alex Higgins. Hello.
That is Frau Blau.
Oh, hello, Frau Blau! Oh, it's nice to see you.
I need my Irish hat.
Oh, I should be wearing that when I'm picking up these mosquitoes. I think I got all them skeeters around here.
No.
I'll have to go elsewhere.
I didn't get the gold card.
But yeah, so I like listening to passionate people explain something that they're incredibly knowledgeable about. And so that is a good excuse to get, again, more of like what would be considered a history lesson than actually sitting down and reading an organized narrative, which is about as best as I can hope for out of this experience. Whoa!
She likes your little guy in the well.
Blau has done some excellent work being able to translate that over from what I normally have. Oh, I'm about to die again because I'm stupid.
I should probably keep my my Irish hat on while I'm digging up grubs here.
So again, we've covered 5 whole sessions, hours and hours of talking about Game of Thrones. Never seen a single episode, never going to read a single book. I don't know who Jon Snow is yet, and I don't think Brick has talked. I don't think Brick has talked for a combined 5 minutes across all of that about dragons. Like
the dragons actually came in not super early in the TV show.
I'm just saying, if this is your fantasy show about Dungeons and or Dragons, this has not been a feature. So I've been enjoying it.
It will.
I look forward to doing more. I get to draw things. I get to take a lot of notes.
Yeah, just have some patience. The dragons are coming, just like winter.
I know what that means now. I also know that time is funky in Westeros, and so like winter is coming is a relevant plot. I'm like, yeah, it comes once a year, duh.
Winter is coming is my favorite meme because I live in a place that has like 4 days of winter a year.
We've yet to have winter this year.
So
it's weird.
There's a variation of that meme that I will occasionally post on socials where it shows a picture of Ned Stark holding the sword saying winter's coming, and then it says on the bottom text, no, wait. Oh, here it comes. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Wait, no. But trust me, it's coming.
I thought I saw more buzzing around over here, but I guess not. Okay. Is there anything up on the very, very top of Moldor that I can... Yeah,
there's a couple more skeeters up there.
These guys actually do hit, so that's a problem for me.
If you parry when they attack, it usually stuns them long enough for you to kill them.
I forgot that was even a mechanic. I've just been in gather mode so long I forgot to be in hunter mode.
Both of the partners have showed up.
I'm acknowledging Girlface. Hello. And good morning.
Because you'll
good
get
morning,
yelled
my dearest
at.
sweets. What am I doing here? But yeah, that's all of everything that I've read this year. That I don't even think I had like.
Well, you've also read House because I assume you've recorded it all.
I did read all of House last year, but I would count that in the games I've played. I also
you said it was a book.
Well, it's
you literally advertised it to me as a book, and I've been using it as a bedtime story.
That is both adorable, and I'm so sorry that is your bedtime story.
It puts me right to sleep.
I have to imagine that like it is incomprehensible just to listen to.
Some of them, yeah. But some of them make sense. I don't know how you figure out most of these.
I walked through how I figured them out.
Like the tree, now that you've shown me how it works, makes sense. But like, I would have never.
It took me a month. Blau, I was literally staring at that entire. I read it cover to cover 12 times a day.
And you're still stuck in the bathroom. You know, in the bathroom.
So spoilers for that series that's coming out. I actually do solve it as I'm like explaining everything I've tried live on air, and I'm like, oh, I know how to solve the bathroom, but I don't go and do that until like.
That moment
I appropriately catch myself up in the series.
Epiphany.
I get the sudden epiphany again after I'd been stuck on that thing for a month. It was not good. I think I've managed to get all the mosquitoes over here. So now I need to move.
Oh, Girlface is asking you something.
Well, we'll be done streaming. Usually we're done just a little before noon here. We don't go that long.
Are there any more?
So a couple more hours. They're never even up before. Oh,
Yeah, whenever you need to go, just tell me, and we'll
I don't need to go nowhere. Again,
we'll try to find a good place to wrap it up. Whenever.
our general Saturday plans are, if we're hanging out with a throuple, it is how do I fight you? You take ice things? How do I see you? Weakness, salty busting. Oh, I can do this.
Big chocolate salty balls.
I've got the black ox beetle here.
I think I have killed all of the grubs in here.
Ow.
I'm not seeing any more. I thought there were more, though. I wonder if there's more that I just haven't noticed moving.
I don't know what an ender forge is. I also, like, we're not going to swap out to playing a different game right now. We are committed for the 1,000-hour grind that has been grounded.
Yeah, this is for the live streams that we're doing, which are in podcast format, are a companion series to a pre-recorded Let's Play that we've been doing together, where during the live stream podcasts we are focusing on like menial tasks that aren't really the type of thing that someone would watch a pre-recorded video of, and then we just save like all the story progress for the pre-recorded content. So yeah, we're here with a specific goal. We're not just hanging out to play games. And also, I'm going to echo that I don't know what an Ender Forge is either.
Well, I would assume it's a forge that you use to do ender things, but that's the extent of that.
I am assuming it is part of modded Minecraft, and I have like never played modded Minecraft. I mean, there's so
You
much,
guys aren't going to let me do anything, right?
so much to do in vanilla Minecraft. Like, I don't feel like I've really scratched the surface, so why would I play modded Minecraft? So yeah, you've gone over everything you've read, and I've gone over everything I've read in my life.
Well, again, I would say if we want to get into one other thing that I went and read this year, like, again, I don't count this as me having read it or that I was reading a book, but I did watch Joseph Anderson stream all of the visual novel Umineko, which it was surprisingly excellent despite itself.
You know, that reminds me, talking about visual novels and reading and streaming it. One thing that I have kind of had the itch to do is there is a there is like an original novel, like official novel, that's a companion to Danganronpa. I think it's called Danganronpa Zero. For like 3 or 4 years now, I've been just like running this idea back and forth in my mind that maybe I should just do like a YouTube series where I just read that book.
I have listened to a couple of like let's reads like that, which is why I started doing the house let's read. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty enjoyable. I would absolutely sit down and have a Blau audiobook going.
There is also a another book that is like an extra on, I think it was Danganronpa 2. That is like an alternate telling of Danganronpa 1, where what if the the one character that we don't see until, or we don't find out the true identity of until really late, actually wasn't playing for the side they're playing for, if you know what I mean. I'm trying not to spoil it.
Sorry, I'm watching a black ox beetle fight a spider, which is real fun.
But yeah, I've also considered reading that one because uh-oh,
What did you do?
that's what you did.
We're under attack.
Mosquitoes. Oh crap, mosquitoes. Ah, I gotta get to the roof. Ah, no. Where are they?
That black ox beetle actually took down the wolf spider. That's kind of crazy.
Where are they? Ah, I can't reach them from this one.
All right, I'm coming home.
One of them got inside our house somehow.
That's how mosquitoes be.
Two of them are inside our house.
I don't know the easiest way to get home from here. I think it's actually going to be... No, we've had to have put a line over here somewhere. Didn't we? I thought we had a zip line over here. If I had to explain what Umineko is it is a again, it's a detective mystery novel. That is all set up as like a frame narrative of a series of, you know how it is in detective or visual novels where it's like these are the different routes you get to go through and you get to see the different things. They are all individual stories with the same cast of characters, with the same general premise, on the same island, but it's a remixed scenario every time, revealing the true events of what must have happened during a disaster where no one survives. Unfortunately, it is incredibly anime, and I mean that derogatorily. But the actual core mystery writing in it is the single best mystery. Well.
Where's the other one?
If you are coming from Castle Moldork on the zip line, it throws you off. Just so you're aware. You were talking about long books, and yeah, I want to say that the actual text of the visual novel Umineko is longer than War and Peace. Like, it is a behemoth. It was... Let me put it to you this way. I listened to it while beating all of Power Wash Simulator. And I had more Umineko after that. Solo Power Wash Simulator, I might add. I'm coming to help out. Squito's gotta go.
Boy, you really pissed them off.
It's not my fault!
It is actually entirely your fault.
Someone asked me to go and kill the mosquitoes.
Oh, I've got so much rebuilding to do
Hope this is
now.
enough to keep me safe.
That should keep me safe. Safer.
I've got my little lucky hat on. Don't worry. I've got the right
Unwashed
mutations and
mice
everything.
built for sniffing.
They destroyed like all our pet houses.
Okay.
Well, that's frustrating. We really need to defend this place better from flying mobs.
I agree.
Alright, now I've got to build all these houses back up. Let's see. What was it? 6 houses? 3 ants, aphid, weevil, and gnat.
That sounds like a possibility. Do I have... No, I don't. I should put that on.
Okay, I am going to set up the blueprints for everything, and you can be in charge of filling in the missing materials.
Yes, that I can do. I'm actually just doing a quick... I thought I was doing a quick... Where are these? Don't tell me they got destroyed somehow.
So many things got destroyed.
No, I was just too far. It's not a lot, but it's some.
Please build the pet houses first so we can regather our pets.
Yes. Pet jump scare.
This was a fridge. Lovely.
This was a fridge. Oh, does that mean that all the food just exploded?
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
Yep.
Where are you? There you are. Okay. I'm coming back in. I mean, I would count things that I have read. Again, I'm not counting a visual novel, but you probably should, depending on if it is like it's not a series of choices you get to make. It's just a knowledge check, and then yeah, you're good to go. Keep on reading.
So this is why we need a ton of coal, so we can build the spike traps all around the ceiling.
Crow feather, acorn shells, mushroom bricks, weed stems. Oh, why was that not built? Crow feathers, acorn. Okay.
Well,
Nature's bounty?
looks like they destroyed
Yes.
a couple of our Christmas trees too.
Bricks? Yes. Feathers. Where is feathers? Where is our feathers?
I'd eat this normally.
In the chest labeled feathers.
In the chest labeled feather. Feathers and fuzz. It's a longer name. There we are. Okay.
Okay, it looks
There.
like some statues and paintings got destroyed.
You want a fridge, which is going to be mint shard, pine cone, and black ant parts. And you also want pebble clay dry grass. Okay. But like you've done the Ace Attorney playthroughs. I would count that as having read Ace Attorney. And Danganronpa. So don't count yourself short there, girl. Grace. That's regular Grace. Where's dried Grace? Clay. Oh, bug parts. I'm looking for black ant parts. Nope, that's not what I needed. Black ant parts. Pebbles.
Come on, get up on the fence.
Mint. Where was this? Foods. Nature's bounty. Oh, no, I have you sitting over here, don't I? Trinkets, armors, cooked food, ingredients.
Okay, where are
Where
our
are ice shards?
pets?
Upgrade material? I thought I had candies somewhere. Candies and coal. The two flavors, candy or coal.
Oh, they destroyed one of these as well.
Dry grass was the other thing I needed. And pine cone. I don't get to build anything. I'm dumb. Man, if only I knew where we could like farm up some more dried grass. Pine cones. Oh, we need pine cones. I should go and grab a bunch of those. There
Do
we
we
go.
have
All
a
right.
chest for berries?
Nature's bounty? Question mark.
Maybe.
Sorry, what was that?
I said maybe.
You didn't mean to say maybe. Okay.
Aggravation. Okay, I need...
Where are things more to build? Because I got the stuff that you put in the house. Oh, no. I see something on the outside here. You're wanting this.
There's
Blaumagier part and Karoo Road.
there is the chimney that needs to be built.
Waiting for bug parts to load back in. Bombardier. No, that's green shield bug. Bombardier and rope. Crude rope. Ah. This is the lull when we're like in maximum concentration mode to try and like figure out what the heck we need to do to fix all of our problems. Instead of just on autopilot doing the things we've done 1,000 times.
Yeah, wow. It happens.
Collect? Yeah, I'm trying to collect this from the garden. I can't collect that one for some reason.
Which one?
The one muscle sprout plant that won't let me plant in it.
Where are the beds? I don't know how they were getting inside the house before the walls broke. That was frustrating.
Oh, you've got more things for me to build. Okay, all right, hold on. Gum nugget, slime mold, acorn shell, red ant part, flower petal, pine cone, lint rope, moth fuzz.
Oh yeah, and we had a thing over here, I believe.
These are annoying things to all pick up. So I actually just want to relocate this inside and try and build it and then relocate it back out. Doing things the slow way. Which means you may have to reposition this bed and these other things once I have done the shopping list. But since you're standing here, I'm not going to worry too much about it. This is the joy of having the shopping depot. We don't have eelgrass strands right now.
Yeah, you get those from cutting up the grass with a dagger in the pond.
Gonna have to go do that.
Did you get the top of the chimney?
Probably not yet. Honestly, Wendell's more important right now. And then I'm gonna go eelgrass strand. That's a ways out there.
I need to get my repair tool. Yeah, Wii Shop music.
Okay. Acorn, crude rope. That I can do. Super build. Have I sent you a cursed video yet, which is the Wii Shop song, but every note is the exact same length?
I have seen a lot of cursed videos involving the Wii Shop song.
But it would be like bum 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 bum. Like there's no every note is a quarter note. It's crazy. And like no rests, it just plays same going through.
I was using that.
No.
Did I do something wrong? Sorry.
No, I broke my repair tool.
Oh, 2 acorn, and crude rope. That I need. I might still have crude rope in my inventory. I don't have crude rope still in my inventory.
Girlface does not approve.
Honestly, Blau, it's going to be a lot easier for you to just list the things that Girlface approves of. It's a way shorter list. Guess who's going to get yelled at again?
Guess who got yelled at?
Did you take the crude rope somewhere?
No.
Uh-oh.
We have a ton. I made a ton.
Where is it?
It's gonna be in a rope box somewhere. We got several.
We have several rope boxes. That's what the problem is. I've looked in one rope box. I can't find any. There we go. End of the row. Oh, that makes sense. End of the rope. Got. See what you've done there.
No, you haven't finished the chimney on top.
No, I still haven't done that.
I was just letting you know.
You're going to want to get the.
Because when I asked, you were not certain.
What does top chimney need? How did you get up there? What's the easiest way to do that?
Ladder over there, and then dandelion across. Ladder.
You know I
here.
have difficulty with ladders. Could you make an elevator instead?
Ladder over here.
Yeah.
I would, but then you'd never figure out how to use it.
Oh, you're right. I also have difficulty with those.
Maybe if I built a bridge.
Nope, bridge is out. That's a Raz meme. Oh yeah, So, Not a Girl Face's cousin just had a baby, and Not a Girl Face is crocheting up a storm for a baby blanket. I need a pebblet and clay. All right.
Well, at least
Now
they
I can
didn't
go and get-
destroy the picture of the lightning bug twerking.
Absolutely throwing it back nasty style. I'm sorry that I said that with my mouth.
No, you're not.
Sometimes what's in your brain just comes out.
Okay, why are you not actually repairing?
But yeah, I got about like an hour left in me by the look of what our timetable is. Okay, I got everything I need up here. All right. Did you have more things for me to build somewhere?
This chair needs eel grand straps.
Yes. I'm gonna go do that next, while you're repairing. And it's just, you said use a knife on a grass.
Yeah.
I currently don't have a knife. I would like a
Knife
weapon.
of the knife.
Spider Fang dagger should do.
They destroyed my picture of the battle town.
I saw that it was advertising New Year's stuff.
That's the fireworks. Didn't we have a picture of Burgle somewhere?
We had like Christmas burgle, I thought.
I don't see a Christmas Burgle. Unless it's the snowman, and I just don't recognize it as Burgle. That's probably
Okay, pond, grass. This way? Question mark? Because I kind of want to go see if the mussel sprouts have respawned underneath as well.
I legitimately don't know what the other picture was.
You like to keep a running list of games that you've beaten this year, don't you?
Yes.
I didn't beat a lot of video games this year, but I did play a lot of them.
Well, last year.
What is your list of like beaten games look like?
It's actually pretty short for last year. Despite the fact that I did not work for a total of 6 months last year.
Just too busy doing other things. Recovering, upping your power level, these sorts of stuff.
So, on January 20th, I beat South Park, The Stick of Truth on Steam. On March 19th, I beat The Ware Cleaner on Steam, which was, I believe, Not a Girl Face's suggestion for a food.
Was that a game that came out this year?
I don't know when it came out, but we did it on Let's Racing Time.
I guess I did technically beat that game as well. My list is only of games that came out this year.
Oh,
I've made that distinction to limit it.
Yeah, my list is just games that I have beaten for the first time in a year.
Which is fair enough. Again, like
Um,
none of those books that I mentioned came out this year. I was just trying to like find some sort of structure to limit myself.
let's see. April 11th, I beat Gal Guardian's Servants of the Dark. That was a co-op stream with PokeDude.
You haven't spoken to me much about Gal Guardians. How was that?
It was fine. I don't
Like
really know what to
it's a
say about it.
Metroidvania-ish.
Yeah, it's a Metroidvania spin-off of Galgun.
I don't know what Galgun is.
Galgun is a very explicit rail shooter. And we'll just
On-rail shooter?
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Is it like a 3D shooter?
Yes.
Or are you talking like a shmup?
Like an on-rails shooter.
Like a House of the Dead?
Yeah.
Okay. That is not at all what I was picturing.
Let's see. April 23rd, I beat Rockin' Cats for the NES. You remember that?
I did not beat that, but I definitely got a ways in.
Um,
That last level, woof.
July 2nd, I declared Vampire Survivors beaten because I got the credits roll, like the real credits roll, for defeating like the big monstrosity thing in the level that like you had to go
At the end
to
of the world.
twice to get it to give you something, and then you go a third time and it's like, all right, let's throw hands.
Yep.
July 15th, I beat RFL on Steam, which is a game that had been on my wish list for a while. And then I had made a new friend, and I found out that she was the developer of that game.
It's on my list too.
So I was like,
it's an
oh,
RPG,
hey,
right?
you know what? I should go ahead and buy this and play it. Yeah, it's an RPG. It's not a very long one, though.
I have a hard time getting through RPGs. All right, the muscle sprouts have not respawned. I do have eelgrass in my inventory, but since I'm down here, I'm actually going to want to collect as much as I can and throw on dissection expert and a hat and try and do some exterminating.
July 23rd, I beat Wendy Every Which Way for the Game Boy Color, which was your food suggestion.
It's my fault that you have fallen down the Game Boy Color rabbit hole. You can just say that.
July 31st, I beat Avenging Spirit for the Game Boy, which is kind of like Mario Odyssey or Space Station Silicon Valley, where you like possess things that can help you get through the level.
Butts. I've made a terrible mistake.
So maybe you are the one that put me down the Game Boy kick, because August 4th was VIP for the Game Boy Color, a game that I knew nothing about or its source material and was pleasantly surprised by and forced it on everybody at Let's Racing Time. Which I think everybody else had basically the same reaction I did, that the game was very shockingly competent.
It was not that it was shockingly competent. It was that it was the most like ADHD game I have ever seen, and it could not pick a lane on what it wanted to do. Like every level was a showcase of it. It was a brand new developer's like, we have an engine that can do this, and this. Hire us to put your game skin over top of it.
But it also didn't do anything badly.
No, it was fine.
Let's see. August 9th, I beat Shantae Advance Risky Revolution for the Game Boy Advance, which
That game came out.
I actually that was actually on a Game Boy Advance, not the Steam version. That was a couple months before the Steam version actually came out. Or a couple weeks, maybe.
Let me up. Why did it? Oh, there we go.
Let's see. August 10th, I beat Trip World DX for the Game Boy Color. And August 10th, I beat Trip World for the Game Boy. September 9th, I beat The Seventh Guest 25th Anniversary Edition on Steam. And then September 10th, I beat The 11th Hour on Steam.
Would you believe I've never even played those games?
I really enjoyed them. I need to get into the fan-made sequel. On September 14th, I beat Repugnant Bounty for the Game Boy Color, which was a homebrew Metroidvania that got a release through Limited Run Games. And I'm pretty prone to just picking up retro games that like aren't like Switch, Xbox, PlayStation releases from any of these limited run type dealers. And then the beginning of the end was September 23rd when I beat Hollow Knight on the PC.
The beginning of the end. Is that how we're classifying it? Where is a water?
How many times did I play through Hollow Knight last year? I mean, I played through it 3 times alone in one day the other weekend.
Yeah. You wanted to.
September 26th, I beat Zephyr's Pass for the Game Boy Color, which was a Zelda clone that I bought off of Incubate Games. It was okay. Not really the greatest. You definitely feel the limitations of GB Studio in that one. October 2nd, I beat The Machine for the Game Boy Color, another Incubate Games release made by Ben Jelter, and that game was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Easy recommend to anybody.
I'm looking forward to sitting down and putting significant time into it because just right off the bat it was so strange.
October 3rd, I beat Sabrina, the animated series Zapped for the Game Boy Color, which was one of the licensed titles that WayForward put out. It was just a short little platformer, collectathon type thing, and not too terribly different from Wendy Every Which Way, actually. I mean, obviously it's completely different gimmicks, but like the structure of the levels and the goal kind of along the same lines. October 15th, I beat Chanty for the Game Boy, which was a really cool rhythm game. And it also was like a pirate walking simulator at the same time.
Right, you showed me that one and complained.
Did I complain?
You did. You complained about how a boat was constructed.
Oh, right. Yep. Because I don't know my parts of a boat, apparently. I also complained about a stealth mission, but it turned out that the device I was playing it on, for some reason, had diagonal movement turned off. And you have to be able to move diagonally to beat that stealth mission.
That's a problem.
Let's see. October 19th, I beat Bomberman Max Red Challenger. November 5th, I beat Kick's Adventure for the Game Boy Color, which is where you found your home, your forever home, the Dingus Box.
The Dingus Box, yeah. Knew that was coming.
That was a weird game with a bizarre, hilarious translation.
I guess I also technically beat that game too, right? Like we
all did.
I rolled credits on that.
Yeah, we all did. It felt like there should have been more to it, but
you never went to the city or the mountains in the background. It was so weird.
Or the castle, yeah. But as far as we could tell, there isn't anything else. November 19th, So a full month later, I beat Bomberman Max Blue Champion for the Game Boy Color. December 14th, I beat Daikatana for the Game Boy Color, which was a Zelda clone port of an awful John Romero shooter.
Die, Katana, you don't belong in this world.
Time travel shenanigans. It was a fun game. I enjoyed the Game Boy Color version of Daikatana. December 25th. Due to a lot of technical issues, it took me until the day it was supposed to go live. My Christmas video, I beat The Grunch for the Game Boy Color.
The Grungler.
And December 31st, I snuck one last game in for the year, Tales of Monsterland DX for the Game Boy Color, which was just like a side-scrolling platformer that honestly reminded me of like Wonder Boy and Monsterland, where you get these different transformations that have different abilities. I mean, I guess you could say that reminds you of Shantae as well, but I don't know, the transformations didn't feel too different from your base form like the transformations in Shantae do, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. I am doing my darndest to exterminate every water boatman that I can find in here, and no luck so far on that card.
Don't look down. Don't look down.
Okay, I need to go get the rest of those toenails. Now that I have repaired everything that the skeeters destroyed.
Ooh. Let me up.
So yeah, this was meant to be a cleanup episode, and we haven't actually done any of the cleanup. Because we don't want to fight the infected broodmother. Which is really...
unfortunately.
Which is really the only thing we had left to build.
Again, I mean, we've got an hour here. Like, if you're game to do, game to do a run or two of Brood, but I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know how viable that is right now.
Let's keep it stress-free today.
Okay.
Just a chill time today. Just be a chill guy.
I'm fine with chilling. Like I said, I'm doing cleanup stuff right now. Like I'm trying to get these gold cards for us.
Yeah, gold cards, the 23 infected broodmother chunks.
You said water boatman, right?
Yeah.
I've got dissection expert on. I've got my luck of the Irish hat on.
I think I will pick up these toenails, and then maybe I'll go on a red ant extermination.
My next goal is pine cone.
Because for some reason we still don't have the red worker ant card. Like how? How? I don't understand that one.
If I may get into the games that I have played this year, but not necessarily beaten in their entirety. Because again, not games that I have played this year, games that came out this year that I have put time into. Which I think is a fair distinction to make. I guess I should say on your list, I really appreciate the eclectic mix of things that you... Oh, I am in Stinko Land. The eclectic mix of things that you've been dedicating your time to. And also, thank you so very much for supporting the homebrew Game Boy Color scene. I think that is a really, really neat thing to have taken off in the wake of Game Boy Studio. And I desperately want more little like indie dev stuff like that is easy enough to develop onto, but viable to have as a distribution method. Like, I'm going to create physical releases, and I can absolutely do that. And that is so neat.
I think Game Boy Color is actually my favorite video game console of all time.
It's real cozy.
I think it's I think it's that iconic Game Boy graphic style for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Game Boy Color is like one of the last systems really where they were truly working within the confines of something.
It's a slightly beefier NES.
Yeah, but it's got a very distinct graphic style that nothing else has ever come even close to looking like, unless it was specifically a game trying to look like a Game Boy Color game.
Can I raise you the one other system, modern system, that has that limitation?
The Pico 8?
Yes. Which is why I also love Pico 8 development so much.
Yeah, I need to actually sit down and like just spend some time scouring through.
I will
games.
send you a list of recommendations and maybe even purchase you a game after this.
But I do agree on the Pico 8. After your what was it? Octathlon?
Yes.
Also, that it's your fault that I got into Vampire Survivors because of the Bun Survivor.
Okay.
Which
do you mind if
I really wish I didn't have to switch games because I was having an amazing run.
What do I have selected here? I need to go and turn on a radar for pine cones. Are you okay with that?
Sure, I'm not using it.
I didn't know if you were radaring something, and if your radar cancels out my radar.
Look at the map real quick.
But no, so this is in order that the games were released this year.
Yeah,
not necessarily in order that the games were played.
I had the toenails on the radar, but I'm heading towards the very last one as we speak, so go for it.
Okay. I played Rift of the Necrodancer, which came out in February of this year, and I actually played it at release.
I never played the original Rift of the Necrodancer.
But I Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Or sorry, yeah, Crypt of the Necrodancer. But I played Cadence of Hyrule and beat it.
You've played the better game. And also, I don't play...
That's what I've been told.
Nope, that's not what I'm doing. There we go. Resource scan. Please look up pine cone. Space. Does this actually display all pine cones? It does. Okay. I was saying, Rift of the Necrodancer is probably my new favorite rhythm game. Actually, rhythm games have been having a pop-off this year, if you haven't noticed. We've had Rift of the Necrodancer, we've got Bits and Bops, which is a rhythm heaven-like.
I think Chanty came out this year, too.
What?
I think Chanty came out this year, too.
And also, Rhythm Doctor finally released.
Better safe than sorry.
But the one that I put the most time into was Rift of the Necrodancer, which has a really interesting twist on the standard Guitar Hero style. It's a 3-button, so you only have 3 notes that come down the track. But they're not notes, they're enemies, so the way that they fall down the track and the way that you have to hit them have unique patterns. Like skeletons, you have to double tap, so you do a 2/8 notes. Or slimes, they have 3 different versions: green, blue, and yellow. And you have to hit the green one once, the blue one twice on the beat, and the yellow one 3 times on the beat. Or harpies, which move at twice the speed, so they're double time on the track, or things like that. Armadillos, you need to do triplets on. And it helps that every single song in that soundtrack is just an absolute banger. Why do I just keep moving? Okay, I needed bandages, but I that is a game that I did beat, and then I have been gifted a bunch of DLC, and I put in a bunch of time in the custom levels, and I just keep going back to it. It is an absolute joy. On the Spotify Wrapped, I don't know if you listen to like a lot of music or albums or follow that. You haven't really spoken about your music tastes.
I have I'll listen to pretty much anything except country, but Like, as far as what I've loaded up on my phone, it's like all video game music. And I've got like probably 6,000 tracks on it.
I only bring this up because Not a Girl Face had, I think, Amalgamaniac from Rift of the Necrodancer on their, like, the song you listened to the most this year. Which is like, again, they weren't playing the game, I was playing the game. They heard the music so much, they started listening to it themselves. I don't know how much higher praise I can give a soundtrack. I mean, that's like Danny Baranowski and Family Jewels, and I can't think of who else is on that soundtrack, but it's all fantastic. The next game that I played is Spilled, which is a March 2025 release. This is a game that I'd keep seeing pop up on Dev Twitter back when I had a feed into that world. It's a game about you're a little ship, and you drive around and clean up oil spills and trash from like a natural disaster in a little like interconnected series of lakes. It is absolutely a single sitting game. It is bite sized. To the point where this is one of the times where, you know, you're like, oh, I want shorter games with worse graphics made by fewer people who are paid more. This game was too short. I didn't beat it in a single sitting. I beat it in half of a sitting. It has that real Katamari feeling of like, or Power Wash Simulator feeling, you know, where you're like, I just want to scrub the entire world. But since it was only like a series of 5 levels, like there wasn't a whole lot for me to do. I felt like I'd just upgraded enough, and the game, I'd finally unlocked all my kit, and I was ready to be done with this set of lakes and for it to bring me on to the next set of lakes. And instead it just ends. I was like, I could have done this 3 or 4 more times. Or 2 or 3 more times, realistically. I want to go over here. So now I know where I'm going. The next game that I played, which also came out in March of this year, was Split Fiction. The next game from Hazelight, I want to say is the dev studio. The people who did Divorce Simulator.
Yeah, we played that. Our divorce is a matter of public record.
Not a Girl Face and I sat down and we played it for like an hour and a half, and it was really good. And then we sat down for the next day and we got through another level-ish. And then we never came back to it. Like, at all, period. We were done. Not that it was bad. We were having a blast. In fact, it was more entertaining than the first game from like a mechanics point of view. You remember the kind of wet fart that It Takes Two ends on, where you're like, the game peaked at the like snow globe level. This game starts at snow globe level of excellence and just kept going from there. The problem is the story and characters are nowhere near as compelling as couple who are in the midst of a divorce having to, spoilers, make their daughter cry to hopefully get back to normal size because of annoying antagonist wacky strong bad book.
Collaboration!
Collaboration! You two need to work together!
My strong bad voice is dead. I feel like I used to be pretty close. I can't do it anymore.
You had your... That's why you took 6 months off. You had your strong bad voice removed.
You know, I actually had a gender-affirming collab loss because of my voice.
Explain?
So, do you remember the old Game Gear commercial that had a kid playing a Game Boy, and there's like a stiff, dead rat or something next to him that he just picks up and like smacks himself in the face with it, and he starts seeing like a little rainbow aura, and he looks at the Game Boy, he's like, whoa, color. somebody I'm friends with, and I'm in their server. They do stuff on YouTube, and they asked if anybody would like to take a stab at recording their take on that voice line. And I was like, I think my voice might be too feminine now to do this. And he said, congratulations, it's a gender-affirming collab loss.
Okay, Blau, I have never seen that commercial in my life, heard of that commercial in my life. What you just described sounds insane, except for the fact that I know it's a video game commercial, so it has to be real.
It is just like quintessential 90s marketing in America.
But yeah, like I feel really bad that I didn't go back and play more of Split Fiction, and I want to. It's just those characters are boring as hell, and the story is not that interesting.
And you're making me wait for us to play through it until you finish it with Girlface.
I want to have that experience with my partner. I don't want to video game cheat on them. You know. I am a good partner. I ask for conformed consent in this relationship.
You know, I thought you said there was a zip line near Castle Moldorf, and I've been running for like 10 years and haven't come across one.
There's a if you go past Castle Moldorf, there is a zip line. I swam to John. It exists. But yeah, it's the game that it's not even, you know what? Spoilers for a little bit later on in this list. It's not even the co-op only game that I most want to get back to playing, which is so weird for me to say. Did I already? No, I didn't already get this one. Okay, sweet.
I just got attacked by a black ox beetle through the floor.
Not on my list of games that came out this year, but technically games that I think I beat this year, unless I happened to do it at the very, very, very tail end of last year, was Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. But what did come out this year was Blueprints, which is not as good as Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
Hey, you know what I played this year and didn't finish?
What?
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. I don't know. There's something about math.
No comment. Not bringing this up. Not airing this out again.
You know what else I played this year and didn't finish?
What?
Some game about a ferret and slugs.
That's totally understandable that you didn't beat that game. That game's impossible.
That's right. Literally impossible.
I love how it's an entire game of just impossible levels. It's more of like a Sisyphean meditation task.
I have another game that I bought and meant to play and never did because you told me not to.
I'm a little busy. What?
Steven's Sausage Roll.
Did I tell you not to play Steven's Sausage Roll?
Yeah. I think you were joking, but I don't know. I just never got around to it.
I'm just wondering if I ever told you not to play that. I said that it was the game that convinced me I was too stupid to play it. Dang it.
I also started Silk Song and didn't finish it.
Respawn at Field Station. Where does this put me?
Yeah, I'm just not digging Silk Song as
right
much as
here.
Hollow Knight.
I'm a little busy. I'm sorry. I'm having a time of it.
That's okay. That's why I'm carrying the conversation while you're having a time. Time of your life.
Okay, put me here. But no, what I did play and... okay, you know what? I'll say it. I beat Blueprints. I rolled credits on it. Yeah, what of it? I was the first person in the Discord to beat Blueprints.
Didn't you
I
complain
absolutely
about
devoured
not
that game.
finding a shovel or something?
I don't. So, the problem with Blueprints is that it never ends. That's like the explicit message of Blueprints is there's always more puzzle and mystery here, and it is going to be unsatisfying to try and solve it all. Now, I didn't even get to the second ending or the third ending of Blueprints because what I ended up getting stuck on was it is a roguelite puzzle game. Okay? It is a puzzle game where you randomly draw if you have access to the rooms that will have the clues and items needed for the solutions to puzzles that you have already figured out 10 to 12 hours ago, but you still can't get the magic series of events to line up. And yes, I have been explained ad nauseum that that's also a puzzle, learning how to manipulate the RNG in your favor to force things to happen. To which I say, that's great. I don't want to waste 10 hours of busy work adjusting what the dice rolls are so that I can maybe get the generator room to connect to the lab room, things that I am not guaranteed to find. It was not. I just saw hours and hours and hours of my life stretch out before me of wasting my time trying to do something that I already knew the answer to and could not input the solution for, which is never fun. That is so annoying.
Real quick, do you still have a pet?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. 'Cause
I'm a little preoccupied trying to ignore enemies.
there's one pet missing, though. That is the gnat. There he is. I am so glad that they added a pet button to the repair game menu.
Oh heck, I have a problem here.
She's fine. She's just chilling.
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. It's still on the clock. Yeah.
Okay, you're good to be. I need to fix some stuff here because I let my other computer go to sleep. Did this work?
Okay, I guess.
No, it didn't. Shit.
Why is it up so high?
Okay.
Guess
Is that gonna
I'll-
work? Yes. So
Guess I'll go to the Reddit.
I just I was done with Blueprints after I had rolled credits and then started work on the next set of puzzles that I needed to do and just saw that it was not worth it for me. The next game that came out in May of 2025 is I don't know if you've heard of this one, Blau.
Okay.
Because you forgot to include it on your list of games. I guess you didn't technically beat it, and neither have I. It's a little Game Boy Color game made by a developer called Kero Kero Cowboy.
Oh, that's not the developer. That's the game.
Yeah, the game's called Kero Kero Cowboy, but it's made by a little indie developer. And it's a Game Boy Color platformer made in Game Boy Studio.
I have been describing it as if Mega Man and Kirby had a baby that was a amphibious cowpoke with a gun.
It's less Kirby because you don't get like enemy power-ups.
Well, you didn't get enemy power-ups in the first Kirby either.
It feels
And the
just
whole-
like a Mega Man game.
The whole eating and spitting out an enemy is like identical to Kirby.
Okay, I have maxed out the pine conage that I can get, so I'm running past Oh no, this is going to be the quicker way to go back home, is it? Or do I just...
Hello, powerless ant.
One of these days, I need to set up a beacon at the anthill.
You probably should. But yeah, like I was constantly surprised at the level of innovation that the game kept throwing my way in the form of like level mechanics or power-up mechanics or enemy mechanics. The actual pacing of the platforming was better than some Mario games pacing I have played, of just like, here's a new novel experience, here's a new novel experience, here's a new novel experience. And all of this in a software that was not designed to do this sort of work.
Yeah, I'm going to say that it feels extremely good. After spending more time with it, I have found a couple of things that feel very Game Boy Studio, like jumping out of the water with up.
Swimming controls are weird.
Or trying to tongue or spit something out too quickly.
I have talked to the developer about these issues, and like, it is a fully, I am aware of this. There was nothing I could do to fix it, so I worked very hard around those limitations when designing the levels and tried to minimize them. But yeah, I said jokingly on that stream that this is probably the best platformer I've played that came out this year, and this is the year that Silksong came out. And I said that kind of flippantly, but then I kept playing Hero Cowboy, and I kept thinking about Silksong, and I actually think I stand by that stance in a non-ironic, contrarian kind of way. Like, it's just the best platformer I played all year.
I have never seen a stink bug come straight up to the anthill hole before. That is insane.
And then, speaking of collabs with PokeDude, question mark, a thing that we have in common, is they'd asked me to play a co-op only puzzle platformer called Popucom. Are you familiar with Popucom?
Nope.
Okay, you know what a bubble bobble is, right?
Yep.
Or bust a move, I guess I should say.
Yep.
Okay, imagine if that was Splatoon.
I'm having trouble.
So it's a 3D shooter platformer where the gimmick is you need to shoot enemies and make them have like match 3 colors, or shoot platforms to have match 3 colors, and it's co-op. It's like that crossed with the robot campaign from Portal 2. We got halfway through the game and then set up to do another stream, and I just totally flaked on it, and we've never gone back. But that is a game that I am desperate to play more of, and it is co-op only. Was there more things at base for me to build, or was it just that share?
There is a game that I picked up last year during the Steam Winter Sale that it's not co-op only, but it has co-op. And when you play through the single-player campaign, I have been informed that it gives you like a non-ending now play it in co-op type deal, because it is actually an Atari 7800 game that has been released on Steam called Ricky and Vicky. It's like a puzzle platformer.
Where do you want
tadpole
jerky?
I think there's a box for like non-perishable food somewhere.
Let's find it. No. Okay.
But what I would like to do with that game is play through the single player campaign and then propose to Brick of doing the co-op as a collab. I don't know if he'll go for it, but he seemed to enjoy the game enough that he might. I know his schedule is quite busy writing that novel.
I would have loved to say that I had read another novel this year. You'll notice what was suspiciously absent from my list.
Yeah, naked goat women.
Ah! Actually, Farm Dingus. I care way more about Farm Dingus than his marry you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for coming up with, instead of marry Sue, it's marry you.
If only
She is bestest girl who good at everything. Take
If-
care of Farm Dingus.
if only she
Big
was
strong woman who don't need no man.
If only she was a sheep girl instead of a goat girl.
I honestly can't tell you she has horns. That's not in my mental picture of her. She has to. She has to have horns. She's a faunal. Anyways, what's now? I guess burr. I think go burr. Because I just did pine cone. Another game that I played, and I think I showed this game to you, called Zero Player.
It's not ringing any bells. That doesn't mean you didn't show it to me.
Well, when I say I showed it to you, I mean you've already played the game if I've shown it to you. Because it's just a static image. It is a PNG.
Oh, is that the one that was like 5 pages?
No. It's just one giant image, and it was blowing up the Thinky Games community because it's a Sokoban-like, where it's a block pushy game. Except it's not a game. It's not in an engine. It's look at this image and try and figure out what the mechanics are that would solve this puzzle game.
No, the one you sent me was like 5 pages, and like the instructions were covered up, and like the puzzle was figuring out the instructions or something.
That was 12 word searches.
And I looked at it for like an hour, and could not do anything. And I was like, I may be dumb.
So that game that I sent you, I can't remember what it was, and this Zero Player Online is the one that made me go back and replay House, because I tried to play House when it first came out like 3 years ago and couldn't get anywhere in it. But Zero Player, because it was in a style of game that I understood, which was Sokoban, I started to get into the mindset of like, well, you know what? If you don't have the answer to this puzzle, just make an assumption that you think you know what the answer is and move on and see if the rules that you're telling yourself hold up. And then eventually you'll have enough answers of, yes, this is working, or no, it's actually impossible, that you can go back and reevaluate your rules, which is how you kind of have to approach House, is like, well, I think I did that right, but I don't have an answer key, so I won't know. I'll just have to work under the assumption that I'm right and figure it out from here. But yeah, that was an excellent time. It absolutely blew up the Thinky Games community for good reason. It is such an innovative design space to be playing in. The next game that came out in August was Ooh, which is my Christmas video.
Ooh.
I don't need to say anything about Ooh here. Go watch my Christmas video. This is what collabs are for.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything about the Grinch, which also my Christmas video was a bait and switch anyway, and nobody watched it. So now I've spoiled that it was a bait and switch.
Where am I here?
But
the next one,
it was very fitting, the bait and switch, because my thumbnail.
It was a good bit.
My thumbnail was a picture of Snake from Metal Gear Solid 3 wearing the Santa camo.
It was a good bit.
We've got a soldier ant over
yeah, it's a good bit because the Grinch is it is a stealth game made by Konami in the Metal Gear Solid engine that they used on the Game Boy.
Now, I do want to point out, if we're talking about thumbnails, the thumbnail that I used was Bomberman, that Power Bomberman game that you have got us playing. which has been an excellent time on Let's Racing Time.
Yeah,
I've never
you
played
also
much
bait and
Bomberman,
switched.
but thank you for introducing us to that. It is a great little party game.
Lots of Bomberman games are really good. There's one with Wario as well. Your beloved.
Yes.
It's not a very
would,
good one, I'm going to tell you.
I would like some recommendations at some point for good Bomberman like campaign games to sit down and play, knowing that I am terrible at Bomberman.
Super Bomberman
But,
series. There's 5 of them on the Super Nintendo.
The next game that I played that came out this year that I played, technically, I put some time into it, but I hesitate to say that I put any significant time into it. Was Clover Pit. Are you familiar with what Clover Pit is?
I want to say that I've heard of it, but
It was blowing up the like streamer bait stuff this year. It is like, what if Jigsaw locked you in a room with a slot machine?
Okay, yes. Game Grumps played that. So yes, I know what that game is.
Yeah.
It
It turns out
was in December.
not only am I like vehemently opposed to the RNG mechanics in puzzle games, I already knew this about myself. I am like allergic to gambling. Like any form of gambling. I want to say mean words that I can't say in your channel. It ticks me off. It rubs me the wrong way. It really chafes me.
It teases you. Oh, it cheeses you off.
Oh my goodness, does it ever cheese me? I am so annoyed at just gambling. And I know that there is like ways, again, to manipulate the luck in this. But if your gameplay loop is just sit there, pull the lever, and hope the good thing happens, that is so... It is disrespectful of my time. And... What respect do I have for my time? I put how many hours into this Grounded series just grinding away at this stuff. But I can at least feel that there is meaningful progress that I'm making. Number keeps going up in this. Whereas chance to make number go up and just as likely game over, try again, not fun. Sorry, So yeah, I did not put much time into that. I bought it as a bundle with another game I will talk about.
Damn, I am.
And then I played Silksong. I beat Silksong. I'm gonna say I beat Silksong in the same way that I'm gonna say I beat Blueprints. Is I rolled credits on Silksong. I did not fight what would be considered like true radiance or even just radiance in Silksong. You've at least booted up Silksong to know that there is an Act 1, which teases more acts, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't finish the last act of Silksong. I got ways into it. I got real far. I literally couldn't complete a single boss in the last act of Silksong because they're BS. The game is just patently too hard for a little baby gamer like me. And it's not as fun or feel as nice as the Hollow Knight, and so instead I went back and played a ton of Hollow Knight. I am incredibly excited to see what Team Cherry makes when they're done making when they're done making Hollow Knight games.
Well, they've already said that the next game won't be Hollow Knight.
But like, I will probably not play the Silksong DLCs. Like, just I'm over it.
Well, the first
I will
one
play Hollow Knight until the day I die.
The first Silksong DLC is apparently just got home.
Where have you gotten that information from?
Reddit.
It doesn't look like God Home.
I didn't say it looks like it functionally.
I don't know how they get that from the trailer that was shown.
Boss rushing?
I don't think there was a single boss in the trailer.
Well, I mean, it doesn't actually really say anything, you know?
Yeah, the trailer to me looks like it's going to be of content that is not in the base game, but that you can see in like the earliest trailers of Silksong, and are hinting at a deeper lore implication for what is Lifeblood. That's my like tinfoil hat theory crafting, baseless speculation, nowhere explicitly stated. Flowery language alert, flowery language alert.
Mm-hmm. You and your damn flowery language.
The next game that I played this year, I got a lot of these. Mega Bonk. You've seen that one, right?
Yep. That's like 3D Vampire Survivors.
3D Vampire Survivors. It's more like 3D Risk of Rain, I would say, in that you have to like locate the treasure chests, and locate shrines, and locate the teleporter to get to the next level. The problem is that when it's 3D like that and the camera is placed behind you, it's really hard to see what enemies are doing behind you. So if you have range things, it's annoying. And the fact that the like runs are capped at like 10 minutes instead of 30 minutes, but it takes like 2 or 3 runs to be able to unlock a new piece of meta progression. Like the unlock currency is much more sparse, whereas like after every run of Vampire Survivors, you had a ton of new stuff to go and play with, or just even currency to unlock additional things in the shop. Right. So it's a slower paced game, meaning you're doing the same thing over and over more often, coupled with some less than fully baked mechanics. You know how in Vampire Survivors you have the duplicator, right? And that just like incrementally increases your power level. In Mega Bonk, you have 2 weapon slots, and you have 2 passive slots, and you can increase that to maximum 4 with a ton of upgrades.
You saying 2 that much reminds me of something else I played last year. Not for the first time, but for the first time in a long while. And it was because of my son. My son started playing Mario Maker 2 and made a bunch of crappy levels. And
you're just putting the simple flips in me.
And that made me decide to make another level. The first one since 2017.
But much like in Risk of... Anything else Mario Maker related?
You just... Sorry, you just blew my mind. Because...
With what?
Referencing Simple Flips.
Why? I watched Simple Flips.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Give me your best 2.
Mario Maker.
Pretty good.
Mario Maker 2 on that thing. All right, sorry. Nope, that was over the line.
No, Frabla made that joke too.
Dang it, really? Ah! Yeah. Beat me to it. But yeah, like in Mega Bonk, much like in Risk of Rain, there are like mandatory items you need to take, like the Hopo Feather or Infusion. And in Vampire Survivors, like you can get by without the duplicator. You just kind of always want to have the duplicator. In Mega Bonk, since you have so much less slots for your passives, again, only a maximum of 4, and the game starts you with 2. You always want to take the +1 of your attack thing, and it scales infinitely. It doesn't cap out like the duplicator does. So instead of getting a 0.5 additional butt damage to enemies who already had a bad day, but only if it's Tuesday, you just take the thing that scales infinitely all the time. It's not cooked. Or it's not fully cooked there. We need more time in the oven on it. We're almost at the end of games I've played this year. I am currently still playing Nia, which came out in September.
What's that?
I will have more to say about Nia when I have finished my series.
Okay.
I also played Darkenstein, which you also played, didn't you?
Yes. That was a lot of food.
So we played a Wolfenstein game on Let's Racing Time. It was a boomer shooter. I boomed, I shoot, and then I was done. I'm not going to get into the Doom renaissance here this time. It's not in it for me. I don't do first person shooters. Despite me, I think getting fairly far for our group in that game. Like I took to it well. It's not something that sticks with me. And then the last game of the year that came out that I'd played was Ball X Pit. Have you heard of Ball X Pit?
I've seen it.
It is Vampire Survivors, but the gimmick is Breakout. It's excellent. I've New Game Plused it. I've looped it. It's got base building. Its runs are like 20 minutes. It is excellent. And that's all that I played this year. Do you have anything else you're wanting to complete?
Yeah, I did want to mention one more thing about Mario Maker 2 that I just thought of.
Yeah.
My son finally made a competent level, and he made it with a gimmick that I've literally never seen anyone do before. And he informed me that it's an idea that he did not get from watching someone's video on it. He came up with it on its own. I mean, he partially got it from watching someone else's video. Because it was a 1-1 butt level. Are you familiar with those?
I'm familiar with all butt things. I am familiar with 1-1 butts.
Yeah, so this was 1-1, but the level builds itself. And so the gimmick is that the bottom of the stage is note blocks. And there are spike balls rolling all along, like tons of them, just all along. And they are bouncing and hitting invisible coin blocks all along. And enemies are falling from the sky and stuff like that. And literally, as you walk along the stage, the floor and the enemies are building themselves.
It is very inventive. That is like Mario Maker mechanics that are difficult to pull off.
Yeah, I was so proud of my son for this one. And I was like, you uploaded it? And he had never uploaded a level, so I made sure that was the first level he uploaded. And I actually shared the level code in Brick Chat.
I have no occasion to break out my Switch. What I really ought to get into is Mega Man Maker 2.
If only there was. But there's Mega Man Maker.
Oh, I thought they'd updated it to Mega Man Maker 2, like it was a sequel that they worked on. I guess they've just put out so many updates by now.
I mean, they still haven't put in all features from existing Mega Man games yet. So
they haven't put in Buttman, all but jillion of them.
I have to assume that they're going to keep working on it either until interest dies, like most fan games, or at least until like all enemies, bosses, stage gimmicks, and tiles and whatnot from existing Mega Man games are implemented. But they have also come up with quite a few things that I haven't seen in other Mega Man games as well. So it's not like they're not having original ideas either. I would like to get into Super Dungeon Maker, which is kind of like a Link's Awakening.
Is that the chicken one?
Yes. Yes. It's like a Link's
I'm
Awakening
interested in it.
type Zelda Maker. Well, if you get it on Steam.
Yes. I'm gonna go chill in the hot tub because I think we're winding down.
Yeah, you gotta go soon, don't you?
I got places to be.
I thought we were gonna chill in the trauma corner.
We usually end in the hot tub, but I can go in the trauma corner
we can
now that
end
we've
it.
rebuilt it.
Well, actually, the trauma corner didn't get damaged.
It survived unscathed.
Your trauma remained.
Feeling a little safer now.
Even though your cozy home got tore down, your trauma remained. Well, We didn't actually accomplish really anything we set out to do. I think we got one gold card, right?
You did get the Orb Weaver card.
Yeah. Okay. So we
Looking
got
at our
one-
data here.
We got one gold card.
We've killed 57 moths. Like we're putting in the time there. Oh, and I also did a whole bunch of tadpoles and water boatmen today, but no such luck.
I did several infected wolf spiders. I exterminated the red anthill. I killed a few infected weevils and infected gnats, black ox beetles.
I got a few more. Black ox beetles under my belt.
I'm just not getting very lucky. I also went out of my way to kill every aphid I saw. Oh,
I probably killed a ton of aphids with my explodies.
Probably, but you do have to actually loot their body to get the card.
Ah, heck.
You don't have to pick up the items, though. Like, everything can pop out of them. You just have to loot the corpse. You don't even have to kill it. As, in my cousin's world, we got the infected weevil card from one that blew up. That was fun. But anyway, I guess, the only other type of media that we didn't talk about was movies, and we always talk about those. So I think we're good. I think we're good to call the media recap good.
But Blau, we can do this next time because I haven't talked about the games that I have yet to play, which I have about 20 of those games that I put significant time into.
Do I really
did
have
not
to
come out this year?
Do I really have to talk
music, which I have 7 albums I want to talk about, or the 30-some movies that I saw both in theater and at home, only the ones that were released this year.
Do I really have to talk about the games that I have yet to play after I sent you a list of like 70 Game Boy games?
No. These are the games I have yet to play that came out this year that I'm interested in.
Ah, okay. I guess that makes a difference.
We have time for this again next week.
Well, all right then. Actually, this is a holiday weekend for me, so I could theoretically make time on another day if you wanted to, but
we'll see.
I guess we'll call this an episode. Yeah, almost 4 hours. A little short, but hopefully next time we'll get some more gold cards.
I'm more used to this going closer till noon, so I didn't realize plans had changed today.
Well, I knew you already like jam-packed your schedule since last night.
I didn't think I'd do that Archie last night, and then I did it anyways.
At least you finished early.
That was 5 hours.
Yeah, but you still finish well before you usually go to sleep on a Friday night.
Yes.
About 2 hours early, right?
I was out by midnight-ish. Yeah, thereabouts. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good for myself. I'm taking care of myself.
Well, I'm going to go spend time with my family.
Aw, enjoy.
Maybe play more Caro Caro Cowboy. Because I actually have a physical copy of it, and it's adorable. And I sent you pictures of like every page of the instruction book.
Yes, and the little metal pin.
The pen, the cart, the box. I like the design on the back of the cart. But yeah, so I guess next time we will do more of this, talking about media from 2025. I guess if you enjoyed this, smash that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Go ahead and check out Buttface's channel, that's ShifterChaos. He's currently reading a book of poems. I'm not even joking. That's what his current Let's Play is.
It's a let's read. It's a let's read. It's not a let's solve, because I didn't know if I would beat it.
And yeah, we'll see y'all next time.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye. I need to get like a proper stream ending screen for this.
I like her stream endings. It's a good it's a good smiley you got on there.
I bet you say that to all the ladies.
God no.